teammates, including the Clippers ex-Raptors coach Nick Nurse and former Bucks bench boss Mike Budenholzer. I'm Frank Aaron, Fox Sports 910, available there on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your
30 seconds, guys.
Parker.
A warm start to your Monday with temperatures topping out at 1 today with plenty of sunshine. And then tonight, partly cloudy with those temperatures down into those 70s. For the Fox 10 weather expert, Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored eBay Motors. You to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly.
I'm too much, Rock. How are you?
Yeah. The right part, just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part with the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Calling all sport with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Please sponsor on-air sports marketing. And by the injury attorneys. Learning in Iraq and need a check. One call. That's all. 602-997-1900. And online at Lerner and Road.
You guys are hot.
Time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Sports 910.
Take down the Giants. Suns are looking for, as the former coach is in serious, not negotiations, but so the Milwaukee Bucks are going after Monty Williams, and only 4 teams left in the 2003 NBA playoffs. Welcome in, Roc with Jimmy B. Max and Spencer got you covered from AZ Sportsbook in Arizona. Got you for the next 3 hours here on Fox Sports 910. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll get you caught up on the weekend. As we'll also catch up with Tim, get his thoughts on the firing of Monty Williams. Next, who else is going to be gone? We'll have a new segment today. Okay? Eyes of the world. Off the wall. Stories from the week that I saw. I flew back. I didn't fly. I took on a plane. I wasn't flying from Charlotte this morning. So. About got up a little early. You got up 12 hours ago. You guys haven't been
so
up
you're fit
good.
Yeah, I would say get up late. Get to bed at 2:30. Get up at 7.
You know what's crazy about flying? I'm fortunate up to point, so I upgrade and I'm flying. But you could sit for 5 hours.
You or them?
Either. Both times. Going there and back. Did not even say a word to the guy. And then when he got up to go to the bathroom, and I went up after him because it was an open, sure. And I said, "Oh, thank you."
Not like, "Hi, how are you? Where are you?"
No. Because sometimes I've done that.
Yeah.
And I'm screwed whole flight because I'm there working. I mean, I put the show, at 3 in the morning your time.
Yeah, I saw that. 6 time, 3:30. You might end up with a chatty
You
Cathy.
See it?
I saw.
You're not up that early.
No, I saw what time you were on because when you're on it, it's him.
Oh no, that was 4 hours after it was.
It's at 6:30 our time in the morning. 3:30 Eastern time. You're the K-State math for you all day long.
Actually, the other way around. So it was 9 hours that way. So I was on probably 9 o'clock East clock your time.
Okay. Like you used to correct.
I gave up after 5 years trying to correct you.
Well, I'm giving up on correcting Jim because he don't get it either.
Randy Keating will be joining us. Tempe City for tomorrow's a big vote for Proposition 301, 302, and 303 when it comes to the future of the Arizona Coyotes here in Arizona. So we're going to talk at 2 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. We will also catch up with Craig Fooey from ABC Fit. He's been quite busy. We will some gambling as we are out here at the sports book. So we'll find out how the books did this past week and looking ahead for the NBA title as well as the NHL odds, as once again there will not be a Canadian hockey team in the finals, or it's even win once is 93 when it's Montreal, and a little bit later Frank Sanders. As that's what's on tap today here on Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B.
I ran into a couple Canadians over the weekend. Here, they're leaving.
This is when they come.
Totally bummed. After
About what?
About not having a Canadian team in the hockey.
Yeah.
And Vegas won in Edmonton last.
The Suns and Monty Williams or anything like that.
Wow.
This is a head scratcher.
Lead with the Canadians.
This is a head scratcher. There is a dog park in Montreal, Canada, that has posted signs. That band, you guys are sitting down.
Right.
That band. It is forbidden to let dog bark, whine, or howl. And if your dog barks in Canada at this dog park, you can face fines between $370 and $1,406, and that's U.S.
What do you do?
Are you freaking kidding me? They're so nice. They would argue it. Oh, that's okay. Okay. All right, we can take our dog to dog park with multiple dogs, and we will make sure our dog doesn't bark.
They got bark.
Are you kidding me?
They got bark patrol out there.
I don't know how they force it, but the fact that it's really clear. But the fact is that going to find people if your dog's in Montreal at this dog park.
That's just
is that the most screwed up thing? But they're not putting up a fight. That's why they're so nice.
I don't get that. What do you do for a living?
But I'll tell you this.
I'm a bark control officer.
I will tell you, there's one Sunday I go out to Legend Trail to play golf.
Like for that one.
Like 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I go out to Legend Trail golf by myself on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
I like cigars when I play golf. So I get out there, and I got teamed up with two guys from Canada. I'm by myself in my own cart.
Right.
Get to like the third hole, and I said, "Hey guys, do you mind if I light up a cigar?" And they said yes. I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I can't smoke outside of my own cart." Literally, it got so in my head, I quit after 9.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that.
Did you ask them why they were outside?
Why should I? Why should the fact that they said
no,
they have a problem with me smoking a cigar by myself in my own cart on a Sunday afternoon?
They're all about that there, Rock. So when they come down here, they want to make sure that you don't add pollution to the environment from that point.
All right, let's hit it, Spence. Let's get started here on the top stories.
Let's go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sports CAC Sports Bar and Casino. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better play alley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Yep, there's only one, and that's the Suns. The Suns and their new head coach as they parted ways for the two-time NBA Coach of the Year, Monty Williams, over the weekend. I was shocked when I saw. I was upset about it. I still am. He took over a team that was just god awful. Turned it around the culture, and now he's looking for a job. I hate to say this, Suns fans. He gets the job with the Bucks, and when he comes into town, he just destroys the Phoenix Suns.
I thought the timing of Saturday night about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock our time the bomb dropped, and I'm like, wow. Interesting. On Friday, we had our State 40 Rookie Featured Call question of the day, which was, should Suns owner Matt Ishbia make sweeping change Suns or keep them static? Sweeping changes by far 78.6%, status quo 21.4%. Seems as though the folks were thinking he got him to a certain level, and that's as far as he can take him. Now, I thought he named the NBA Coach of the Year last year with the injuries and the addition of Kevin Durant. Knew wasn't that Matt Ishbia
3 minutes
mulligan on this year with the injuries and what he saw. But I think what he saw, Matt Ishbia, was that the attitude, it not being addressed, how they folded last year against Dallas in that game, and this game too. He probably seen in his eyes that something just wasn't there from a coaching perspective to get them over the hump. You get them to the hump. Now I think he wants somebody to get them over the hump to win a championship.
It said nothing to do with Montes. It said to do with James Jones, who hired. He's the one who should have been fired because he did not provide the depth that this team needs. That's why they lost. That's the problem. It's not Monty Williams. It's the fact that they had two guys couldn't do it. Happened in Philly too. They had Harden and they haven't beat.
Sure.
They didn't have enough staff.
That's why I said I would have thought he would have really had and didn't have and given him a mulligan. Understand you basically the last game.
Get a G in there.
It was 2 on 6, but they
not deep enough.
I thought
2 minutes.
The other bit came down was at Friday that one executive and 2 scouts were let go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I was wondering if that was the precursor. I was Saturday or Sunday that Jones would be let go. I didn't think Monty would be let go. I really did. But I thought that maybe James, if he's going to make sweeping changes and get his people in there, that might have been the forefront.
In Milwaukee, Rock just mentioned that they have an interview set up with Monty Williams right away. But Mike Budenholzer, who won the NBA championship only 2 years ago, this past season, his team had the number one spot in the. They were upset the Miami Heat in the first round. He gets the axe. This is so eerie the way that this is happening. How good were the Suns? Went to the chip finals 3 years ago. Then they won 64 games, the most ever. But then lost to Dallas, getting smoked in that game.
1 minute in a row. 1 minute.
And then this past season, playing well in the playoffs to get through the first round, and then get bombed by the Nuggets. Despite the fact people say, well, they were the number 2 team. No, they were the number 1 team in the West, but you obliterated and your 2 stars did not show up in that game.
Well, I'd be surprised if Doc Rivers goes.
I was just going to
say. It's trendy. Yeah, it's like the copycat league. Yes. Same thing. Let's just kind of musical chairs with these coaches.
That's it. Talk about a guy
maybe in Clippers.
Doc Rivers, a guy didn't get him there, but can't get him over the hump.
Evans. We'll get into that a little bit later. That'll highlight the Valley Chevy's plays of the week next. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B.
Tomorrow on The Drive, we know NBA titles are won by superstars. The Suns thought they had 2. Do the Suns have any NBA superstars? We give you the list, 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you looking to get in the best shape of your life and offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci here for the new Coco 5 Performance Center at Legacy Park, located in Southeast Mesa, the premier training facility in the Southwest. The state-of-the-art facility is 25,000 square feet, which combines junior high school, and college teams, as well as individual athletes of all ages, and it's the new home of my quarterback training. They have the best team of coaches led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If your son or daughter wants to get bigger, stronger, and faster, then you need to call the Coco 5 Performance Center now. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will get you the type of training specific to your sport. That's 480-572-0647, or go online to EliteSportsAZ.com. And for limited time, mention me, Dan Manucci, and they'll give you your first session free on me. That's 480-572-0647. or go to EliteSportsAZ.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at WrightToyota.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is looking his last debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's...
We're coming back, guys.
You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
All right, you guys are hot.
Heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
All right, we got top plays from the weekend. Thanks to our friends at Valley Chevy. By the way, we got a great contest that we just started. We're giving away a new 75-inch smart TV. All you got to do is text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925. And you can do it daily, once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. But let's get started with the Diamondbacks with their 2-1 win over the Giants. Here's the walk-off to win the game. The D-backs take 3 of 4. They're now only 3 games behind the Dodgers, who have won 5 straight. D-backs start a 9-game road trip tonight in Oakland against a very bad A's team. This is an opportunity to get a bunch of wins, but they got to win these games. But here is the walk-off yesterday, courtesy of Bally Sports.
Base hit. That's going to get to the corner. Walker's on the run. Christian Walker coming around third. Diamondbacks walking off on Mother's Day.
How great is that?
That's awesome.
And
I'm excited we get to now talk. After the Suns get a head coach,
Right.
new GM, if that's the case, we get to start talking some baseball.
Well, here's the thing. They win 6 out of the last 10, which is awesome. And the other thing is Christian Walker walked 3 times. And we would have known that with a double down the left field line that Walker would hoof it in all the way around to third base and score easily. But that's what you want to see. You know, you looked at Webb was the guy pitching against this team, a tight game. I thought it was a fun game to watch. But as Troy Lovello said, hey, look, we've got to win these kind of games on a consistent basis, take advantage of going on the road against a bad A's team before they move on to Pittsburgh and they move on to Philly. So 9-game road trip.
They could win. They could win 8 out of 9.
They could.
The Pirates aren't that good,
No.
and Philly's struggling. We're going to talk about them here in a minute.
The Pirates only 1.5 back in that Central, so they're playing good
okay.
baseball.
Yeah, they're all
They're
right.
playing good baseball.
But that's a team that you look at the schedule and you say you can win.
Who you catch is the Phillies early on in the season.
Yeah.
Who are pretty much
Well,
following.
they'll fire the manager, right around All-Star break, and then they'll go to World
And then
Series.
they-
I'm not worried.
the guy that got him to the World Series.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately? They'll fire him.
Right.
And they'll make sure that there's not a bunch of brawls going on in the meantime. So,
Yeah, speaking of that, as they are struggling, Bryce Harper went after the Rockies yesterday. Here's how that exchange all went down, courtesy of NBC. I think this is sports in Philly.
He's going to have to be held back. Jake Bird started saying something. Harper's not happy about it. He's pushing Diaz. Watch the elbow. JT's coming over as well. They're telling, Jake Bird must have said something as he was going off the field. I mean, for somebody that threw more pitches out of the strike zone than in the strike zone, he's fortunate that he was able to get out of it without any problems. And now Diaz is pushing Harper again. Harper pushes back again. Howie Kendrick has Kyle Schwarber wrapped up. Again, frustrating afternoon for the Phillies.
Yeah, it's NBC Sports in Philadelphia.
The whole contest was Bird was having a hard time throwing strikes. When he finally strikes him out, he claps at him at him last as he's walking off. And he pretty much is like, look, triangles, don't be afraid to mix in a strike. So you strike me out. So that whole confrontation happened. And you see two goes at him. I mean, Bird's like, he his helmet with his glove.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no need for that. Your first time in, I don't know, 3 or 4 batters, you struck somebody out.
Baseball and their
Harper wanted none of it.
I know their unwritten rules are absolutely ridiculous. We watch the NHL and the NBA, and guys are yapping at each other nonstop, absolutely nonstop. But in baseball, if you say, "Hey, dude, I don't like your haircut," well, he's going to bean him. Then the next time he comes up to the plate, I've never ever liked that at all.
Those baseball players are a little sensitive, Jimmy.
We're doing our Valley Chevy Sounds of the weekend. We turn our attention to the NBA. The Sixers lose another Game 7. More on that at 1:45 as we'll talk about Doc Rivers and his horrible Game 7 record and the end of the Trust the Process, which was the moniker for the Philly franchise for so long. But it was all about Jason Tatum. He went off for 51. Here are a couple threes, his 41st point, as well as 51st point, all courtesy of ESPN.
Melton Adams between the legs, sidestep, puts up another three. Bang! The Tatum tornado continues. He's got 41. Outscored 33-10. Tatum fires away, puts it in. 51 for Jason Tatum in Game 7.
Stop thinking about that. He scored 17 points in the third quarter, more than Philadelphia scored total.
Exactly.
They scored 10 points.
Yeah.
He scores 17 of their, 33 points, whatever it was. And you're like, this kid's just amazing. I mean, just to put the 51 points up. And then on top of that, with the threes, just raining threes, it was just, 6 out of 10. I thought that was a campaign out there shooting lights out with the three-pointers.
Here's the thing. Only the game before, didn't he go 0 for 10 in the first quarter in Philadelphia?
Yes, he did.
He really struggled, but he came on strong late.
In the fourth quarter, he lit it up in the fourth quarter. So that carried over. But my point that I'm making is that even star players have bad games from time to time. But generally, they find a way to get themselves back
Find the rhythm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case for the Philadelphia Stars with MB and Harden because they were out of it from the very beginning.
So USFL? Philadelphia Stars?
76ers?
No, Philadelphia Stars. The name of the USFL team.
No, the Philadelphia Star Players.
Star Players.
Stars.
Got it.
You had Chuck Fusina in mind, didn't you? Quarterback with Henry and all those great
and
players.
an era has ended here in Phoenix, a long one. And Al McCoy's final goodbye on the Phoenix Suns airways. Here is the final call, courtesy of our friends over at Phoenix Suns Radio Home, Arizona Sports 98.7.
For one last time, this is Al McCoy saying thanks for being there. Thanks for being with us tonight. And from the Footprint Center here in downtown Phoenix, we'll just say so long for now.
You just want to, and I love that the fan in the background saying, "I love you, Al." And I mean, what an era with Al McCoy.
But you grew up. You grew up on Al McCoy.
I grew up the first 4 years were Hot Rod Hundley.
Yeah.
And then Al came in 71 and to listen to, hell, we got this brand new stereo in 71 and to listen there and turn the Suns game on and hear Al McCoy. In those days, guys, the games were simulcast. So he and Dick Van Arsdale, who were doing the games for many, many years, we had the TV and radio. And when that got posted, I think Kevin Ray posted that on Twitter late Thursday night after the game, and I watched it, and I watched it again, and I got to say, guys, it was emotional to go, wow, we grew up with Al, and he'd been to 3 finals, hadn't won one, and for him not to be able to broadcast a NBA championship for the Phoenix Suns, he was close a couple times, but that first one against Boston, in the shot heard round the world, the triple overtime.
Garfield heard.
Against the Celtics, that's the one thing I will always remember is that call that Al McCoy had in that triple overtime against the Celtics.
Were you like 6?
No, I was a senior in high school. As I said, getting into my freshman year.
I don't know how you have a
By the way,
of an elephant.
By the way, we held up.
Or a whale.
We held up. American Legion game started. It was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. We held the game up because they went to overtime. So everybody had their transistors on the on the benches. The opposing team, I think they were from the Marcos Deniza team. We were McClintock and Tempe. Come on, we held up the start. The umpire, all of us. He goes, "You guys mind if we hold up their triple overtime?" So we had the radios. We'll listen to the game, and then when he hit that shot and tied it up, and I think it was John Havlicek hit a couple buckets pretty quickly in the third overtime.
2 minutes.
They're up by 7. Game over. All right, let's play ball. So instead of starting at 6, we started at 6:30. Over at Tempe High School.
I'm not buying it.
Rock,
I just you embellish. There's no way.
How can I make that story up?
Because you can. Because we can't fact check.
That's so detailed.
We can't fact check it.
I will try.
There's no way of us knowing that particular Legion baseball game was delayed a half hour because of something that was going on in Boston.
Yeah, that was 76.
I really doubt
that was my freshman year Mason Community. We combined the teams. It was a blast.
These stories you and Jimmy have, I don't get it.
I'll track down.
We can't fact check you guys.
Well, that's not our fault.
Let me track down.
I know. That's why you guys pull one on over me every day.
I will track down my good.
You're like, oh, Rocco's gullible. Let's tell a story of the time that so and so.
Let me track down my good buddy Ed Yeager.
Oh, of course, you're gonna tell me. This is the deal. I need you to say this.
It's a true story. Swear to God. On the Bible.
What God? I mean, jeez.
That's good stuff, guys. Did you think
about 1 minute? 1 minute.
Today's top plays of the weekend are brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers. Your Valley Chevy Dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. You got to check out the new 2023 Chevy Trailblazer. It's perfect for whatever you are up to or wherever you're off to. And right now, text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925 for your chance to win a brand new 75-inch smart TV. All the details are up on rockandmanuch.com. Standard message and data rights apply. Hey, tomorrow we'll be out at Barrio Queen in Queen Creek.
Yep.
Way down southeast.
Yep.
I will make an appearance.
Are you going to come down?
Whoa.
You're going to be in the... Oh, that's right, because this will
be at the park.
Legacy Park.
Literally a minute.
Oh,
5 minutes.
Wow, how blessed are we?
I gotta check on you guys once in a while. Make sure you guys are making Tuesdays fly without me.
Yeah, make sure there's no shots going on
Thanks
during
to
the
our
show.
friends at El Bandito Tequila. So we encourage you also to stop by. And Manuch has been buying shots every week.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
And some incredible, authentic Mexican food. You got to try the new El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Again, that's tomorrow at the Barrio Queen in Queen Creek. Good stuff. Hey, now that Monty Williams has been fired as the head coach, we hear he's interviewing now with the Milwaukee Bucks. Is general manager James Jones next? We also will talk to our next guest, Tim Kempton, about that, along with if he has a particular story or not about Al McCoy since he has been by his side for so many years. So that's all coming up next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
With former Suns head coach Monty Williams on the open market now, the Bucks are one of several teams expected to go after his services. The Diamondbacks kick off a 9-game road trip in Oakland for the first of 3 against the A's. Merrill Kelly is on the hill. The Cardinals added to their special teams weekend's tryouts. Signing Hunter Matt Hawk. The team released punter Elliott Fry, defensive lineman Jones, and linebacker Blake Lynch. And the aspect of the 2020-2024 recruiting class, Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola announced his commitment to the Georgia program following his commitment from Ohio State late last year. Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
For a change in your career? All Towing is searching for teammates to join their team. Current openings in customer service, tow truck operator, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Online at alltowing.com/careers or call 480-372-7888.
Make this right Toyota in Northville. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Toyota is family owned. They are a huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. Look at Right Toyota invests in community charities. Proceeds from every car sold go goes directly back to the people in Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you want to shop from, log on to righttoyota.com for the inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right select, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, Dale, and online at Right Toyota.
Well, you won't go. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Toyota. Well, you won't wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't wrong.
Tune in, Mike's from Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Casino, Arizona. Sports fans' paradise. That's the guy. Every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook, Casino, Arizona.
It's Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family parties, even work meetings. It's simple.
We sure do. No matter what the occasion, at Venezia's, we make it easy. You can see our entire menu online.
Hey guys, I just tried twice and it rang to his voicemail. So I'm gonna have his intro kind of sit aside for right until unless he calls in.
Venezia's your next Venezia's Pizzeria.
Okay, sounds good.
Tradition.
What car?
Oh, they just sold a Carvana.
When did that?
When you were looking at the menu, I went on Carvana.com and all I had to do was enter the license plate or VIN, answer and got a real offer in seconds.
Sell your to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com.
Hi there, Guthrie and Hoda Kotze, and we've got an exciting today. The stars of Furious 10 are taking over, plus Kim Kardashian, Dalton, and Martha Stewart. Join us every BC because every day needs today.
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Just drink it, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller.
Pool tables, shuffle.
Okay, I'll be standing by right here when he does.
Duke's on Miller.
3 huge patios on the green belt. All doggy free.
Duke's on Miller.
Don't miss a game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Great food, Willie specials. Where Deuce smell.
Stunning design. Unmatched in a compact, ready for anything built. Times exceptional is rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the SUV family. Learn at MBUA.com.
Back to Rockin' with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live. AZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at
I'll let you guys know I was in, but you guys are hot.
Sports fans' paradise. You are locked in to Fox 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook, Arizona.
So Suns coach, as Monty Williams was Rudy's Saturday night, marking the end of a 4-year that included a trip to the NBA Finals in 2020, advancing out of the first round each of the seasons. Turned a round that was just
pathetic,
very bad. And a guy that I think really did job culture-wise, and just overall, just a good guy. Just a really good job. Did a good job with the media, with the community. Just overall, I think there's not anybody I would think that would say anything negative about Monty, or touch in the ass kind of stuff. Now we're the Stephen A. Smiths of the world. Andre Ayton got him fired. I could see some of that because if DeAndre would have the last 2 years when he needed to, maybe the outcome would have been better.
Can I say something real fast about Ayton? About how well he performed in the finals against Milwaukee, and the next 2 years, how his game began to decline. Some of it is being blamed on Monty for changing the to more of a perimeter game. I'm just saying that's what I've been hearing.
But you can't run the offense through DeAndre. They've made that clear. I think they've tried. It's too soft.
Yeah, and I think that'd be sad if DA had any. To hear him talk in the interviews that been Ayton about, hey, look, he wants to stay in Phoenix. He wants to see this team win a championship. That fucked deaf ears for a lot of fans.
Yep.
Because what you do speaks volumes of who you are. And you could say all you, but we want to see 90 to 9 out like that, like 2 years ago, Jim, you mentioned in those what conference playoffs to the finals to go pucky and play so well.
He did.
And then the last couple of games where the Bucks came back and just totally dominated boards to get down low. Now, to say he didn't have all the help he probably should have, but Shivers, where was the want to? And then I don't know what the hell happened to him. When you win 64, he was playing so well. Then the playoffs, and then you lose four in a row to the Dallas. And then this last year, again on again. It's like, oh, okay. CP wants to get him involved. He does. And then you get side with the book and the KD. Well, what is if that's true? He needs to understand they're going to go the outside inside. We're going to get yours. Plus CP3 is going to get his. So he's just part of the puzzle versus all the puzzle. Heartburn with that, he's going to have to get over it if they decide.
So when Kevin coaches had Grant as the featured player since leaving Golden State, which all have been fine. Kenny Atkinson in Brooklyn, 2019 to 2020. Steve Nash in Brooklyn, 20 to 2022. You look at now Williams. They all fired with Durant as their featured player. Durant will be on his fifth coach in 3 years when Phoenix makes this next hire. So, do you give him that tag as coach killer?
No, I don't. I think he's only played 10, 12 games in the playoffs, if that. I think it was just too little of a sample size to throw that for Kevin Durant. Now, I would love to see a better performer and Kevin Durant in the games. And I don't think that was it at all.
Do you think that Kevin Durant would have said yes to come into Phoenix if they knew that Monty would get fired?
I think the only reason why I got here is because the new ownership got involved.
My understanding was he has an incredible relationship with Monty Williams. And
he also has a great relationship with her. And that played in.
And why hasn't the leader, the head honcho guy that makes this team move, why spoken? Why did he not talk after?
Man, he
about a book.
He ran.
I love book, man.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it. He needs to go up.
Yeah,
he needs to take this team by the horn. And you gotta hear from Devin Booker. He knows this is coming. That's why he didn't work about it.
I'll say this. People said, well, some things better left unsaid, so don't get yourself in trouble. Let me finish, Rock. I said something. No, you are the leader. What I'm trying to get to is well, he shouldn't. Maybe he would chime in where he didn't want to say something. No, you're the guy. You're the guy that's got to step up, whether it's good or bad. Go have a little pouty face or hissy fit or whatever. I more. And to your point, Rock, I was disappointed in Devin Booker to know when he didn't see the game. He was there in the exit interview. He avoided the press. Didn't speak even at the exit interview. Devin Booker, to your point, Rock. Yes, wear big boy panties. Then put the big boy belt on. Then act like a big boy. And make the comments from that standpoint. Okay, what?
It's pants. You don't say panties for a guy.
Big boy pants.
All right.
Panties.
Mark that on the tape. That's going to make Friday's rewind.
Big boy pants.
If you look at these two blowouts from year to year, Devin Booker scored 11 here,
right?
12 this year.
Yep, exactly.
He didn't step up when you step up in games that mattered.
That's another contention. Look at some of the big or lack of big games that Book has had over the 4 years or 3 years in the playoffs, especially against Milwaukee. Look at it last year. Now, but back to your point, he would have been a guy. If you're the lead dog on that team, speak up. Kevin Durant had no problem speaking up. Even DeAndre Ayton spoke up. CP3 spoke up. Book, where you? And if you're that guy, you want to handle. If you can't take the heat, fine. Then don't handle that man. Then get out and move on from there. Not that you leave, but you want all the accolades. You want to talk are good. You got to be able to talk when things are bad.
There are recirculating once again. I'll go back to this. That Matt Ishbia, before he decided to act Monday, consulted Devin Booker and Kevin Durant before he told James Jones pull the plug. I'm just saying those are reports from top NBA insiders being circulated. I'm just one. Devin Booker
Okay.
decided right then want any part of that.
Let me.
Because of that.
The word thing it might be misconstrued. He talked to them about the letting Monty Williams go versus. He made them aware of decision to fire Monty Williams. I think that's what that was.
That's
because
you don't know.
I'm just the way
you're
that's
what
what
you're
I'm
analyzing it.
I'm interpreting.
We don't know that.
We don't know that. Because I think wholeheartedly, if he consulted with them, you would just saying you would have consulted because of continuity, where they've been, where they come from, especially when Devin Booker. All I think it was not consult. No, I gave him the courtesy. Who's going to fire Monty Williams? That's how I interpret.
I think you got to give James Jones a lot of credit for turning this around. But he needed to get him to a next level. He hasn't been able to do that. You don't lose twice in 2 years, being down 30 points at halftime elimination game at home. That has never happened in the NBA history. It happened. Now, if he's still gonna be, what do you do with Paul? Do you retain that $30.88 million, which is guaranteed on June 30th? Only 15.8 if he's released. You get
3 minutes.
Campaign's got $6 million guaranteed. At the end of the month as well. June. Only $2 million if he's released. A little bit of money. So they need to figure out what map's going to be for a couple of these guys because it's clear that two guys aren't going to do it.
Well, it's just to hear P3 over the weekend talk about there's an interview that he knows more about basketball than a lot of people. He would hate to leave Phoenix. It's not up to him. He was making the point for them to keep him to Matt's listening. He knows a ton about basketball, knows how to run a team, blah, blah, blah. I think he made the pitch he wants to stay. I blame him.
30.8 million reasons, or he only gets half that.
But I don't think he wants to start over. I think he feels that maybe they have enough with him, Book, DA. The only thing I can think of is a DA contract might be in the way of trading him. Good for him from that standpoint. You guys. Does Ishbia go, look, I can't put the bathwater. I got to keep a pretty damn good nucleus if I'm going to have a chance to win it all.
I think there are a lot of us who felt that the DeAndre Ayton deal was wrong. They should have never done what they did. Manuch, at the time.
No, I said
you were a DeAndre Ayton guy. Yes,
no, I like DeAndre, but I said they're paying him.
Sure.
But they didn't have to pay him that extension. They didn't have to pay him.
No, they didn't, but they did. He still did. He still got it now.
Right.
So you're him and Ayton, and no one else had teed beyond next season. So that's
But Rock, we were seeing him turn corner. We all thought that overpaying him now was
way too early.
We were saying him
just like Kyler Murray at the Cardinals.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
We were saying him to turn a corner, but we didn't we didn't turn the corner on a consistent basis. That's where I felt that the number 33 some million a year was the max for him as years of playing versus the super max type of thing. So we thought that they were 1 minute, but he was going, okay, maybe he's starting to turn, but no way he was deserved $3 million per year on an annual basis.
We're out here at the CAZ Sports Casino Arizona, our home every single day, and we have a new segment. The working name right now is My Eyes of the World Weekend. It's the stories that caught my eye from the weekend. Both sports, it's everyday life. Today, it's going to be highlighted by Charles Barkley thinks sports on radio is stupid, and McDonald's gets sued for a chicken nugget burning a kid's leg. Wait till you hear this story's nuts. That's next. It's Fox Sports 910.
This is Attention Listeners with Cowherd.
Josh Allen got Belichick, Mahomes, Russell Will, the Hall of Fame coach, and Jalen Hurts, and that is insane. Now you can go 3-3. You should be overjoyed. But I look at that schedule, and when they won last game, and I thought,
is the Herd tomorrow? Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere. Free iHeartRadio app.
Golfers, Swingins Golf Shops. We've been serving golf 1863. Let us find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel, all in stock at the best prices. And test drive the latest to Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. You're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Vans Golf Shops, home of the satisfaction guarantee. Shop in store or online at vansgolfshop.com.
Where it's beer and big eyes or a steak or ribs with that spin. Tavern Grill Scottsdale is to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of brewing company Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scotts at 8880 East Via Linda.
At Lerner & Rowe, we don't have influence or make any promises. What we do have is a history of results. In a wreck, needed a check. We've billions of dollars for our clients. $1 billion recovered in the past 5 years alone. One call, that's all. And we have a team of legal professionals standing by, waiting to begin working on the moment you call. Call Lerner & Rowe to find out why we've been voted best law firm in Arizona for the past 8 years in a row.
Lerner & Rowe is the way. Call 977-719-990.
Into adventure at your Valley Chevy. Spring into impressive power with the 2020 Silverado 50 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure to 2023 Chevy Trailblazer Equinox. See your Valley Chevy dealers today. Offers on all trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
In a series from the teams at Novel and IDEO, this is IT Pups. We're going out on the ice. The most violent hockey team ever.
That was guerrilla warfare.
Were they heroes or villains? You decide.
You and I are going to have problems. Understand what I'm saying to you?
Welcome to the...
Listen to the Fox on the iHeartRadio app.
No, we didn't call in, and I tried him once we got to the air and back into the second segment. It rang to his voicemail.
But the chances of actually
All right, you guys are hot.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Hit Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99 FM, HD2, and also the iHeartRadio app, and the brand new site here at Casino, Arizona, where we cast from on every Monday. It is basically the boss's eyes. The boss, Roc. It's Roc's eyes on the world from. In other words, he's going to give us information that Manuch and myself most likely missed. That we did not see what took place over the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, without further, I now offer you stories that caught Roc's eyes with sports and every day that Manuch and I have missed. Here he is.
By the way, the team will be here next day.
Are they?
Can't wait.
Where are they going to be at?
They're going to be out talking sticks.
Oh, yeah, we're at
Cricket.
80th Avenue down there. I got you.
Manuch, I'm proud of you there.
Yeah.
You easily went down
Yes, I did.
before, which was a other seat.
Yeah, exactly right.
Finally got the right one in there.
Yeah, because we're going to go see Janet Jackson out there coming up in June. Same spot.
She is.
Well,
playing?
No, she's dead.
Not all.
By the way,
Can't wait.
the lead guitar player not touring anymore. I saw that last week. He said, "No, I'm done." All right, so
Still gonna be amazing.
it will be.
My favorite songs here, Eyes of the World, bro. Anyway, in the latest episode of the Steam podcast, which is with Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley revealed that he would never into sports on the radio. In fact, he thinks it's stupid. Now let me kind of conversation up. It all started Paul Bissonnette of memory, yes, who's killing it on TNT as a studio, and he was talking about started in the media doing Coyotes radio cast, and then that's when Paul jumped in and did this.
I find hockey fascinating because first of all, I would never leave the end of sport on the air. Let's get that out the way. I watch hockey. Obviously, now I watch hockey. I know I would never turn on the radio and listen to the game. I think that's the stupid in the world.
Charles says a lot of stupid things, doesn't he?
What the hell? What? Come on, Charles. I love listening to sports on radio.
I do. Theater to mind.
Yes,
sure is.
If I'm someplace and the game I'm set. I'm set for this couple hours.
I think the broadcaster and especially the colors kind of paint that
You need a color
of all those.
You need a color in.
But to your point, actually, you're talking about who did a sensational job on the high school tournament basketball finals. We did.
Yeah, I heard you had 6.
I thought it was 4.5.
4.5. The baby was in their arms.
Exactly. The thing, like you said, Jimmy, the picture, describing it.
Yes.
Theater of the mind.
Listen to Vince down in Yuma hearing those Dodger broadcasts. The NBR back in the day in San Francisco game. Should say Saturday afternoon baseball. So I think Charles all went on that one. We'll forgive you on that, Charles.
The process is over in Philadelphia as the Sixers fell Game 7 of the Celtics yesterday. It's the 5th time in the last 6 seasons that the 76ers have lost in the second round of the playoffs. And it is what it is, all right? You had years of terrible basketball like you saw here in Phoenix. You turned it around, but they couldn't get over the hump. And they've lost 5 out of the 6 in the conference finals. And the other was in the first round. Then you look at Doc Rivers. You know, last year he was named one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. He's in the top 10 in all-time wins in regular season and playoffs. He won a title in Boston in 2008. He owns a 6-2 record in Game 7s, most by any coach in the NBA in history. He's never won a Game 7 on the road. Never on the road. And you look at the last 5 that he's coached, 2015, 17, 20, 21, and now 2023. And here's the part that I kind of think it's amazing. They've lost all those games by an average of just over 14 points. That's Sixers and Clippers.
Yeah, they struggle in those games, and it'll be interesting to see if Doc Rivers keeps his job in Philadelphia.
The other thing, too, is why not go to Embiid like every time to get back in the game? James Harden, I get it. Now, the fact is Harden stay. But what will be his next stop because they didn't win a NBA championship with that team? You watch the game, you forget about Doc Rivers' lack of success moving forward, but a lot of it's to it. I mean, I didn't see Embiid touch that basketball much at all in that fourth quarter whatsoever.
All right, this next story, some people will be a little upset at me, but I don't really care. Don't listen to me. Brittany Griner made her informal return to the WNBA on Friday night.
Yeah.
It was a preseason game. She scored 10.3 rebounds. Following the game, she said this: hearing the national anthem is definitely hit different. It's like when you go to the Olympics, you're sitting there and about to get the gold put on your neck, the flags are going up, and the anthem is playing. It just hits different. Being here today, it means a lot. Now, this is coming from somebody that in 2020, I honestly feel we should not play the national anthem during the season. I think we should take that much of a stand. And then she went on and said she's going to walk off the court should the Star-Spangled Banner be played.
Funny how things change in your life and attitude when you get in a Russian prison where you could be there for 40 years, and you're extremely lucky they did an exchange where your butt is back in the United States of America. And sometimes people have to go through things, Rock, to have an appreciation of our country where they are.
We were all excited to have Bo Jackson at our big game viewing party last February at Talking Stick Resort. And one of the issues that Manuch and I had while we were interviewing him on stage was that he kept hiccuping. He was hiccuping. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know, we're interviewing, he said, yeah. And it's like at one point I remember saying to myself, we got to get him some water. I'm like, what's going on? You know, he's got the hiccups, which we all get him, right?
I remember that.
Well, now we know why. Because it revealed that he is undergoing a procedure in an attempt to cure chronic hiccups. He said chronic hiccups. So they're going to go in and they're going to do a procedure on a medical procedure. That's going to be done, I think, the end of this week. And we'll see if that works for him.
That has been identified for lots of people. I don't know what the procedure is.
Not either.
But it does take place. And there are lots of people that suffer continuing hiccup episodes.
And it makes sense right now. This comes up because we thought he was just dry mouthed.
Yeah.
Because he had like a little pause in between answering questions. As you recall, you were there, Jimmy.
Yep.
So,
hey, my dumbass of the weekend is this female police officer who was arrested and accused of stealing a dead man's credit card information.
No.
And she went on and did some personal purchases like Wendy's, eyelashes, the whole 9 yards. She was taken into custody over the weekend in her own handcuffs and booked. And then, stop me if you heard this one before. McDonald's found liable for hot chicken McNugget that burned a girl.
What?
I don't get this.
Well,
stuff.
you've had the coffee now. The McNugget.
So there's a McDonald's in South Florida.
Yeah.
Was at fault after a hot chicken McNugget from a Happy Meal fell on this little girl's leg, causing her second-degree burns. Now, of course, to your point, Manuch, reminds you of that famous hot coffee lawsuit in the 90s when a judge gave a woman about $500,000 after she burned the hot coffee that she spilled on her lap.
Yeah. Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. I mean, my God, is nothing safe from lawsuits?
And McDonald's, they set a new world record over the weekend in Kansas, of all places, is they set a drive-through record by serving 356 customers in 1 hour. That's 10 seconds in order.
Wow. There was some pre-orders going on with that bad boy to line those guys up. That was a huge promotional stunt, I'm sure.
Finally, this is genius, I think. All those abandoned mall buildings that were Sears, Bed Bath & Beyond are now going to become pickleball venues.
Yep.
How about that?
Why not?
It's the hot sport right now.
And then finally, Wesleyan University is going to cover abortion costs for students starting this fall.
A what cost?
Abortion.
You're kidding me.
Wow. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
That's got to be a head scratcher.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, we'll pay for your abortion. I mean, come on.
They are left of the Mississippi.
Is their new slogan? Come to this university. If you get knocked up, we got you covered.
You know, we may not be on after this top of the hour update.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone and breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey y'all, this is Måneskin.
Hey, what's up? This is Fall Out Boy.
What's up? This is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182.
It's iHeartRadio. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
Hi there, it's Savannah.
All right, guys, we got Randy on the phone. He's ready to go.
Week on today. The stars of Fast and Furious 10 are taking over. Plus, Kim Kardashian, Dolly Parton, and Martha Stewart join us every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
It's Ryan here. Anyone else feel like they can't get enough Netflix right now? The Night Agent, Love is Blind, The Diplomat. Well, check this out. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on Plus Play. Plus Play, it's a new digital platform that makes it easier than ever to shop and save on the subscriptions you love, and no additional cost for Verizon customers. So don't wait. Get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on plusplay.com. Then pay just $19.99 a month after. Go to plusplay.com now. Only on Verizon.
Plus Play access included for Verizon postpaid mobile 5G home and LTE home subscribers. Exclusive savings available on select partner subscriptions. All products and services sold on Plus Play require a separate subscription or purchase. Additional terms apply. Purchase new annual subscription to Paramount Plus, Calm Premium, Peloton, Super Duolingo, Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars required. After 12 months Netflix promo period, service auto renews at $19.99 plus tax per month or then current rate. Limited time offer while supplies last. Additional terms apply.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal.
I've got Randy on the phone ready to go.
Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
Oh, okay. Did he say he was good for 315?
Go to visit.
Okay, am I still calling him?
Summer.
Broadcasting from
Okay,
the
gotcha.
Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESE HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Merrill Kelly will get the start for the Diamondbacks as they kick off a 9-game road trip against the A's in Oakland. It's the first of 3. The top prospect of the 2024 recruiting class, former Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola, announced his commitment to Georgia following his decommitment from Ohio State late last year. The Bucs said to be one of several teams expected to go after former Suns head coach Monty Williams to fill their open position. And the Cardinals added to their special teams from last weekend's tryouts. They signed veteran punter Matt Hawk. The team released punter Elliott Fry, defensive lineman Matty Jones, and linebacker Blake Lynch. I'm Frank Harity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
A warm start to your Monday with temperatures topping out at 101 today with plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, partly cloudy with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. OMG. Hot and crisp nacho fries are back at Taco Bell, but they won't be here forever. Yeah, hot and crisp fries covered in bold Mexican spices with a side of nacho cheese sauce are only here for a limited time.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com.
You guys are hot.
Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow is a big day as Tempe voters get to decide the future of the Coyotes staying in Arizona. The $2.1 billion project, which is highlighted by an entertainment district with a new hockey arena. And joining us now is Tempe City Council member Randy Keating to talk about the voting of Proposition 301, 302, 303. As tomorrow, big day for the future of hockey here, as well as the 46 acres of land just west of Tempe Town Lake. Randy, it's Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B, thanks so much for jumping on with us today. I'm sure you guys are absolutely slammed here just a few hours getting before tomorrow. But I want to ask just out of the gate, and this one is it's a little bit out there, but I know there's 3 separate ballots, 01, 02, and 03. How are they? Are they just as important equally? All 3 of them? Do all 3 need to pass for this to go through?
Hey, guys. Thanks very much for having me. Long-time listener, first-time guest.
Thank you.
To get to your question, yes, all 3 need to pass.
Okay.
It's a little convoluted, but there's zoning issues there that all have been referred to the voters. So we need to go 3 of 3, get the hat trick tomorrow if we're going to move forward with the arena.
Can you quickly explain how come it just wasn't just one ballot? How come there are 3 separate ones?
Yeah, one's to approve the development and disposition agreement. The other is to amend our city general plan to allow for something of this caliber to go there. And the third one is more of an administrative process as well. So all 3 were decisions that would have to have been made by the council. So the decision was made just to put it to the voters directly on all 3. So if you're supporting the Coyotes in the city of Tempe, I'd encourage you to vote yes on 301, 302, and 303.
Just to clarify, Randy, it's one ballot, 3 different props on the same ballot, just to clarify that for those out there. So tomorrow is the deadline, the D-Day, if you will. How many different locations will you have for a lot of the Tempe constituents that have not taken their ballots in so far?
So Tempe generally does all vote by mail. So every registered voter in the city will have had a ballot mailed to them, and they put it in the mail and it goes off to be processed. If you have not turned in your ballot yet, it is too late to mail. So there's 2 locations in which you could drop your ballot off before 6 p.m. tomorrow in order to make sure that your voice is heard on this. That's Tempe City Hall on Mill Avenue and 5th Street in downtown Tempe, right behind the bar there. Across the street from Mission Falls would probably be a better descriptor there.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the Tempe History Museum, which is on Southern and Rural. Both those locations, there'll be plenty of signage to show up there with your ballot during business hours, and we'll make sure that your vote gets to the recorder on time to be counted.
Randy Keaton joining us, Tempe council member here on Roc and Manuch at Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, up for re-election, by the way, which I think is great. How many votes are you have already been casted? Do you know that number?
Yeah, we're approaching. I think the latest number I saw was right around 30,000.
Wow.
Which right now is we're looking at a record turnout for the municipal election, which is only like 31-32% for a municipal election. Now that's a high turnout. I think we're probably going to get in between 35 and 40% turnout for municipal voters on this election. Which you can read the tea leaves as you'd like. It certainly is my opinion that the higher the turnout, the greater the chances are for the Coyotes.
And talking to your partner in crime there, Joel Navarro, who's also on the Tempe City Council, he was saying that 35 to 40% is what you guys were hoping to and expected, which is phenomenal for this kind of a proposition scenario.
Yeah, I mean, certainly want as much participation as we can ever get in an election, but usually city council races and municipal races are right around like 20%. So to hit a higher turnout level means people that not every cycle voters, everyday voters, are turning out to vote in this election. And again, the conventional wisdom is those people are much more likely to support the arena than those not.
What do you say to people who are listening to the show right now who might be on the fence and they're talking about in some circles that it's going to cost taxpayers money? When we have been on this show and many other shows, and you guys have done the same thing by saying it doesn't cost anything to get this development project up and running.
What I say to folks that are worried about that particular issue is, hey, look, if you don't go to the Tempe Entertainment District, you don't buy your ticket, you don't buy a beer, you don't go shop at one of the retail locations, then not one dime of your money will go to pay for any of that. The fact of the matter is that this entertainment district is a fan-funded proposal. The fans that go and spend their money at the TED are the ones that a portion of their sales tax will go to help construct the arena, build the infrastructure that's needed. If me, Randy Keating, who's not an hockey fan, even though I very much am, don't get me wrong, if I don't set foot on the TED, then I will contribute a single red cent to its development.
Has the city of Tempe ever received in the past any deals for this area in the past?
No, we've been trying to develop this. I mean, I can't speak into,
sure, way back
years long ago, but we've been trying to develop this piece of land for over 30 years.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is the land is in such bad shape that it is not profitable at all for a company to come in and spend the money to clean up the environmental hazard first, remediate the land. I mean, we're talking, anywhere from $73 to $93 million going into the site before you can even put a shovel into the ground. So that's why Tempe was founded 150 now, and that's why it's certainly my opinion. And I know that of the council as well, that continue to say that the in perpetuity and wants to be really generous with the city and something clean up. So that's why I think there's enthusiasm behind this project from elected leaders of the city of Tempe. This time coming.
And I gotta tell you what, Randy, working with Alex Murillo, the owner, Javier Gutierrez, the CEO and president, and how as far as working with that group, with the contract, I should say, that first started with the city council, and how receptive have they been reference to working with you guys and the Tempe City Council to make sure all the T's are dotted?
I mean, it was an incredible thorough process. I mean, we went back and forth in negotiations for a very, very long time. And I mean, there was a time when it wasn't looking like it was going to be supported. The Coyotes went above and beyond. We got all the council members to a place where we're supporting this project, not only by being on it, but then to support it publicly, referendum. So So, I know Mr. Morel Gutierrez are certainly very committed to the city of Tempe. Talk is cheap in this game, and county's organization has demonstrated to mayor, the council, elected leaders, the different community organizations that are supporting them. That this is where they want to be. This is home, right? And wants to install a crappy pool in my back. We're very, 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 very confident that this is going to be a tremendous success, not only the Arizona Coyotes, but the city of Tempe as well. I'm particularly excited about this.
How many conversations have you and the council, you or Earl, had with Gary Bettman, the NHL commissioner?
Spoken to him once. It's not like I don't have a bat phone to his office. Fortunately, no, I have one, Mr. Commissioner of a lot of hot takes. He was involved in the process too, right? The NHL, he committed to us very early that they're committed to Arizona. Rumors that if they don't get the arena, or they were shopping around different cities. None of that was true. The NHL is committed to Arizona. That's why we. Fifth or sixth largest media market in the country. Can you imagine Arizona, the NHL, not having a presence in that media market? I think they recognize this is a good business decision to commit to Tempe, and that's why they've agreed to a 30-year non-relocation agreement should the arena be approved tomorrow night.
I'm real curious, when it passes, and I'm being the optimist here right now, how quickly then does construction get underway?
That would be a question for the Coyotes, but I do know that remediation is going to start right away. So like I said, there's a lot of work on that land that has to be done before they can actually start constructing. But I do know, so if we're including that process, then I would say within a couple of weeks of it passing, because they have a pretty aggressive schedule to get puck drop there.
2 minutes.
So, it's not like this is going to take months and months to get off the ground. They're eager to get started, and I know the city is eager as well.
Finally, as we finish up with the Tempe City Council member, Randy Keating, who's been a member for 7 years, and he's up for re-election. Proposition 301, 302, and 303. Randy, we're in an elevator. We got a couple floors, and if you're on the fence right now and you live in Tempe, what would you tell them?
As the Arizona Republic reported, there's zero risk to the city of Tempe, zero general fund dollars going into it, and you have every elected official living elected official that represented the city of Tempe, except for two that are in support of this. I mean, that to me says, if the deal was bad, the deal wasn't good for the city, you wouldn't have lifelong Tempe servants being so enthusiastic about it. I mean, anyone can go on the city.
1 minute. 1 minute.
It's all right there. It's all in black and white. It's completely transparent, and the fact that our city stands to benefit greatly should the voters approve this, and I certainly hope they do.
Yeah, we do too. Randy, thank you so much for some time, and good luck, and we hope to talk to you later this week to kind of put a wrap on this, and then maybe you'll have some more information on when the shovel will go on the ground. So thanks so much, Randy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Absolutely happy to. Thank you guys for having me.
He's one of the Tempe City Council members, Randy Keating. As I mentioned, he's up for re-election, and he's been in that role for over 7 years. So it all happens tomorrow, and you got to physically drop off your ballot for Proposition 301, 302, and 303. We are out here at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Your home for Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL playoffs. They got all the games on all the screens. Great food and drink specials. They even sell our own beer, the Roc and Manuch Lager, which is powered and brewed by Huss Brewing. So you got to check that out for yourself here at Casino, Arizona. So where do the Suns turn next as they need a new head coach? Who will be the right guy to take over this franchise for the next, who knows, 5, 10, 20 years? We'll dive into that next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Tomorrow on The Drive, we know NBA titles are won by superstars. The Suns thought they had 2. Do the Suns have any NBA superstars? We give you the list, 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 Peaks Picks. Your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
Golfers, swing into Vans Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive it.
Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You hear it in other lawyer ads, and I'll repeat it in this one. All personal injury attorneys are not the same. Sure, we all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country, and we've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results after you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, AutoZone is here to help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
What if I need a new one?
We have the right batteries right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone.
And what if I don't know how to connect it?
No problem. We have a how-to for you at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Team shooting by far his worst game of the playoffs. The Phoenix Suns season is
You guys are hot.
Denver Nuggets are moving on to the conference finals for the second time in 4 years.
Monty Williams out Saturday night, marking the end of a 4-year tenure that included a trip to the NBA Finals in 2021, advancing out of the first round each of the last 2 seasons, turned this organization around. And now a lot of talk that the Milwaukee Bucks are considering hiring Monty Williams to run their team, which I think would be great. There's some job openings out there. There's
6, as I recollect. 5 or 6 of them.
Is there that many now?
Toronto, Milwaukee, the Suns.
That's it, because Atlanta filled theirs.
Houston
filled theirs. So I think those are the only 3. Detroit. Detroit's looking for a job.
Yeah.
Dwayne Casey. He's out. But we should see more coaches. We may see Doc Rivers out. Ty Lue. We're hearing, maybe Steve Kerr would leave Golden State. You just don't know when this happens. And is Phoenix the job? Do you want to go, coach for a guy who's, never owned a sports franchise, but he's got so much money. He's a billionaire.
He's got cachet.
The youngest owner in the league. Is that something that appeals to you? But who's the GM? Is it James Jones? Or they've quietly hired some guys. They have a new assistant GM at Gerald Matkins, who previously worked for the Clippers and Knicks, and that was quiet. They did that in March. They hired a new chief executive officer. There's been some guys that have come on board, and we talked earlier about some of the guys they let go, some scouts and some administrators or executives on Friday. You got to figure this out sooner than later.
Well, and I think he would have had a game plan without firing Monty. He probably at that game went, okay, here's my thoughts, here's my idea. And sitting down top with James Jones, and whether James Jones is part of that or not, we'll have to see. But I can imagine Matt Ishbia, what he saw in his few short weeks as the owner since the Kevin Durant trade. Obviously, there were some things he didn't like and see that to pull the trigger that quickly.
Sure.
And because we talk about, hey, look, they went into that last game against the Denver Nuggets they went into a gunfight with a knife, and all you technically have is just two guys that could score on that team. DA was out, CP3 is out, and you had a bunch of backup guys. So it was going to be extremely difficult to win that game. He knew that. He knew that was going to be difficult. But I think there's a couple of things, the way that he saw this team perform and play coming down the wire. And also, I had heard, this is, I can't verify it, he was extremely upset with 6 minutes to go to see Booker and Durant and all the stars pulled out, even though they're down by 24-25. He didn't like that. He didn't like those guys being pulled out, where they could have came in, maybe hit 3, 4, 5, 6 threes in a row. Whatever it happens.
Come on.
It's just, I get it, Rock. I'm just saying, NBA, but who knows? I mean,
no,
we
know.
We've seen teams. We saw.
No, we haven't. Give me an example.
We've seen
6 minutes. You're down by 24.
No,
you're not winning that.
But I know you're not. But he didn't like the look. He wanted his guys in there throughout the entire wave. He thought that Monty had waved the flag by giving those guys come out home court, give them some love. That didn't sit well with Matt Ishbia. It didn't like. You're waving the towel with 6 minutes to go.
I hope if that is true, I hope he comes out and tells us that, because that's hearsay right now, right?
Yeah, it is. A couple of people were not happy with the way he pulled his starters. Now I looked at it, well, there's no chance. He wants to give the guys their love for the season, blah, blah, blah. But, for guys that are way out, I'm here to win. Now I'm here for you to give it all you have. And who knows, maybe somebody goes off and hits 5 or 6 in a row, and you're down by 8, and you're back in the game. Who knows?
So the other team didn't get the ball?
You got to get the stops. I get it. So you negate the 3. You get the 3.
You gotta be realistic, Manuch.
No, I am realistic, Rob. I'm realistic.
Your star player, Devin Booker, scored 12 points.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's sometimes it's perception of what he doesn't want to be part of the team. And if you're the owner, my vote would be, okay, you play them out until we finish. I want to see these guys who I pay $30 million a year to play it out. I don't want them sitting out the last 6.5, 7 minutes and calling the white flag or throwing the white flag with 6.5 minutes to go in an NBA game. Didn't sit well with Matt Ishbia, allegedly.
Well, I think that entire game didn't sit well with anybody.
That's the bottom line.
It was 30 points at halftime. And for Suns fans, which Ishbia did not own the team last year, it was just reliving the hell that the Dallas Mavericks put on it. Now you're seeing it all over again once again on your home court. That's the problem, Manuch. It happened back-to-back years on your home court.
But let's be realistic to Manuch's point. It was a knife.
It was.
We all knew going into that game, unless you are the biggest homer in the world, there was no way that the Suns were going to win that game. It'd be a miracle.
How many points did Cameron Payne score?
I don't know. He's at least
33.
Yeah, at least
31.
Yeah.
How many points did your superstar score?
12. Yeah.
So, you can make a case Devin Booker only had 11 the year before they got blown up by Dallas.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he needed to step up.
With
What's the excuse there?
There you go.
No one's pointing a finger at Devin Booker.
The thing was, we talked about this, Jimmy. They're going to have to make up close to 40 points plus whatever Booker or KD were going to have to put in there.
80.
At least 80, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then where were you going to get the other 40? Well, Campaign contributed 31.
He did.
But the rest of them didn't contribute, and DA didn't play. So again, you're basically playing 3. I'll go 2.5 on 7 because of that bench with Brown coming off the bench and that Denver Nuggets bench. It was going to be extremely difficult to win that game. But when you allow a team to score 81 points in a half, and you allow them to just be up by 30 at halftime, I think at that point in time, and taking what you said, Jimmy, looking at what happened in Dallas last year and knowing that history. And then after the game, Monty Williams, again, second year in a row, this is on me, my bad, I haven't prepared. He doesn't want to hear that 2 years in a row.
No.
But obviously in big games, Monty Williams, in his mind, does not have his teams prepared for those big games or those elimination games If they win, they go back to Denver.
I still go back to what I said to start the show. This isn't Monty Williams' fault.
I agree.
This is James Jones's fault for not building a team that had more depth
or more scorers.
Well, you needed some guys on the bench that could score, yeah. But come on, you make this big trade to get Kevin Durant. Now, if you made that deal knowing that this was the process, and we have to trust the process, so next year Kevin Durant, and they'll find some missing pieces in free agency, get rid of Chris Paul, somehow figure if someone's going to be a sucker and take DeAndre, and then maybe you got something, and you build around these two guys.
3 minutes.
Teams that have tried to do that and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, they did the same thing, and now let's look what's going to happen there. They'll probably lose James Harden.
And I'll drop this one on you then. Look what the Los Angeles Lakers did. They retooled their entire team
mid-season
at All-Star break.
Yes,
and now they're still playing.
There you go. There you go.
But I lost a $100 bet.
I think
I made a bet who would go farther, Suns or Lakers.
Oh, man.
I'm not looking forward to seeing this guy. Corey LaRusso used to do the show on
Sure.
Saturday. Bet him. He's a huge Laker fan because his dad played for the Lakers. He's like, "Oh, Rock, we're gonna bet." I'm like, "I'll take that bet. I'll take your $100." Damn.
But I think
Not looking forward to that.
I think for a lot of folks, and a lot of folks felt that once KD was healthy and up to speed, he'd be averaging 38 to 40 some points per game, which he wasn't. Because I thought, all right, you give him Mikal Bridges away to Brooklyn, Cam Johnson. That was kind of a heartburn to give both of them away because he's a kid coming out
2 minutes
that can fill buckets up and get some scores for you. But those two going away, and KD not having the averages we thought he would have, the superstar averages, really hurt this team. And then the injuries, they really, CP3 went down, DA, he goes down, and now, okay, you're at the standpoint, well, I can't make the decision to fire Monty now because look what happened. That's just one of those things. I thought to give him the mulligan thinking, well, he didn't really have much to work with. Let's come back with a whole band, KD, continuity, CP3, whether he keeps DA or not is another thing.
How soft is DeAndre Ayton?
Oh, he's soft.
He is soft.
Soft.
He had tummy ache or something. Yeah.
He had a bruised rib.
Bruised. You know how many times you bang your knee on a table or you're getting out of your car? Oh, man, I bruised my... Oh, you're not going to play in game 7, game 6? I mean, come on.
Talking to the choir
6?
here.
I've had...
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. That didn't...
1 minute. 1 minute.
With
anybody.
Anybody. So we're like, well, take the shot. Now, here's the only thing. In fairness to him, you don't know how much that rib is close to a lung. That if he was to get re-injured and popped, because those tree trunks that the Joker has to pop him again,
or if he can't breathe.
These players are so enabled; they have been forever. Load management is all about the NBA, and it's like, oh, I cut my finger.
No, those are baseball players,
and we don't know if that decision was up to the staff or DA. And if it was up to DA, I'd have went, DA, let's go give it a try. Let's just give it a try for a quarter. Let's just try. We'll give you a shot. We'll wrap it. Let's just give it a try. You get another forearm shiver because Joker knows where that was.
Sure he does.
If that bothers you, then we'll pull you out of the game. I think at that point, when you had Lando coming to start, and B squared, Bismack Biyombo, he did a hell of a job going up and down the court, but nobody was going to have any answers for the Joker.
Well, you can't. He's a 2-time MVP. And after watching what Joel Embiid did, disappearing in the last 2 games in the playoffs, I think Joker got robbed. Because what did Joker do throughout the playoff series against the Phoenix Suns? The dude nearly averaged a triple-double the entire time.
And, Rock, to your question about, okay, who would want to come here? Well, you got 2 superstars in Booker and Durant. That's a pretty good start. Whether they keep Day or not is we will see.
Dude, I never said who would want to come here. I'm saying the general manager, whomever that may be, needs to get out there and put these pieces together.
Absolutely.
I think you got a new practice facility, you got a renovated arena, you got a new owner that's going to spend some money. This is a great place to live. This is a great place to come.
Sure.
I don't think there's any trouble getting people to come here. It's just a matter of who's going to be that head coach, because that's going to have a lot to do with it.
I think that he's got the permission to go, what you said, Rock, to go spend the money, where with Sarver, he kept it limited. So if he's got the permission, he doesn't mind going over the luxury tax and paying that to go get a winner on this court, then so be it. So now I think it opens up the eye for James Jones to go ahead and go get those guys who are going to cost a few extra bucks.
Well, that's the key right there. because they are up against the cap.
Yes, they are.
They are. And that's going to be difficult for them to maneuver to try to bring in another star player if indeed that's the direction they want to go. And Manuch, you're correct, because that is when the new owner is going to have to make the decision. Be damned with the salary cap. I don't care if I have to pay a luxury tax. We'll wait and see on that.
Coming up, Craig Fooey from ABC 15 for our weekly visit for Fact or Fooey. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Following last weekend's tryouts, the Cardinals have added to their special teams, signing veteran punter and former Sun Devil Matt Hawk. The team released punter Elliott Fry, defensive lineman Manny Jones, and linebacker Blake Lynch. Diamondbacks are in Oakland to start their 9-game road trip. First of 3 with the A's. Merrill Kelly gets the ball. The top prospect of the 20 recruiting class, former Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola, announced his commitment to the Georgia program following a commitment from Ohio State last year. It's one of several teams expected to go after former Suns head coach Monty Williams to fill their position. I'm Frankie on Fox 910, available everywhere on the Heart Radio app.
Tune in Monday from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcast live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys. Live free Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino.
As Craig's on the phone, ready to go.
Check your paycheck. Find yourself going backwards financially each month. Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Real Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers all on bankruptcy cases, and we can file bankruptcy with $0 down.
Learn Rope is the way to go. Call 977-1190.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealer. Into impressive power with the 2020 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old world recipes, passed through generations. But then add some modern flair and spicy in dining with contemporary flavor combinations. That's the perfect fusion of new and old traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Bar is located at the southeast corner of Blue One and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
My buddy just sold his car to Carvana. I should look into that. And maybe I can finally afford to buy Jasmine that engagement ring. Let's see. Carvana.com. SAR, enter my license plate or VIN, answer a few questions. Get my offer. Now that's an offer. I'll definitely be able to afford that ring. Proposed.
What was that?
Proposal. For my car.
Carvana just proposed and didn't take them 6 years.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today and get a real offer and...
Hey, it's Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, and we've got an exciting week on today. The stars of Fast and Furious 10 are taking over, plus Kim Kardashian, Dolly Parton, and Martha Stewart join us every morning on NBC, because every day needs today.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Binary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at BUSA.com.
It's time for Fact or Fooey. ABC 15's sports director Craig Fooey joins the guys each month down the stories of the weekend. And a reminder, Manuch writes the question. Now here's ABC 15's Fooey.
Never a slow day in sports here in the Valley of the Sun. Joining us now from ABC 15, as you just heard, sports director Craig Fooey. How you doing this Monday, bud?
I'm doing good, fellas. Weekend all weekend. Things were hopping. Yeah, here we go, Monday.
That's right. So we got to high-level executive, a couple scouts, is only the beginning of wholesale changes for the Suns organization. Fact or Fooey?
Fact. Listen, this is it. This is the deal, right? Yeah, this is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen here this summer, and we're going to see where it ends up in the fall. But I got to believe that James Jones is probably next at some point. I don't know why it didn't happen this Saturday with Monty, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure that if James Jones has Matt Ishby's ear or what's going on there, but I would assume there'll be a lot of wholesale changes going on. And that's not even talking about the team yet.
Coach, how odd was that on Saturday night? What was that, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night when that hit? The timing was extremely odd.
Yeah, it was Saturday evening, and it was interesting the way James Jones released the statement, just saying, hey, Monty's been foundational for success, blah, blah, blah. This has been a very difficult decision for me to make, and it's like, I don't think James Jones made that decision. But now we're having Shams Charania say that, it was like everybody, like James Jones all the way through to Booker and KD. So we'll see.
All right, Coach, question number 2. Everyone on this Suns team is tradable except Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and maybe Ayton because of his contract. Fact or phooey?
Phooey on that. I think everybody's eligible to be traded, and including DeAndre Ayton. I would say KD and Booker. But KD, I mean, he wanted to go to Brooklyn, and he went there, and then he wanted to come to Phoenix because of Monty. He went to Golden State after leaving Oklahoma. So, who knows? I mean, where KD sits right now. Maybe he'll end up in Milwaukee with Monty. Who knows? But I think everybody's eligible. The biggest question about DeAndre Ayton is what are you going to get in return, right? Yeah. Because everybody's seen him. He can be a very good player. He just doesn't always show up when you need him to show up.
It's interesting that you say Monty in Milwaukee. There's been a lot of chatter about that. Before I ask the next question, you got any more insight?
No. I think Toronto and Milwaukee would be the two that people have talked about considerably. Monty's saying apparently to people close to him he wants to spend some time with family. He's probably on the ranch in Texas right now doing some fishing because that's where he finds his peace. So maybe he's down there doing some fishing right now.
All right. In the meantime, the Suns must acquire more reliable shooters if they're going to have a chance to win next year's Western Conference. Fact or phooey?
Did your grandchild write that question?
Yeah, yes, yeah, damn right. Daniel Manuch.
That's right. Yeah. I want to keep it simple, stupid for you, Coach, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Fact.
Just read them. That's all. I just read them.
Listen. Are you gonna? Here's the problem. Are you gonna win a championship with? And no offense to these guys, Bismack Biyombo, Darius Baisley, Josh Okogie, Terrence Ross, Damian Lee, Ish Wainwright, Jock Landale, Torrey Craig. Are you going to win a championship with Saban Lee and TJ Warren? Those guys?
No.
No. So right now. No, and right now you've got a 38-year-old Chris Paul who's broken down all the time. Yep. He's done, right? Hall of Fame career, no question, Hall of Fame guy, but he's done. DeAndre Ayton is unreliable at best. Listen, I think he's a talented player. I've been praising DeAndre Ayton since he came out of college, but he's not reliable in the clutch. He doesn't perform at a high level when you need him to perform. So you don't have anybody on that team other than Devin Booker and a Kevin Durant, who's 34 right now, that are capable of winning a championship. And you've got to do it. You've got to surround them with players that can come off the bench and shoot. You got to find 3 other starters. So where are you going with this roster? And you're already you're nearing $179.5 million right now, the second apron of the luxury tax. So you've got all these issues going on right now with guys under contract, free agents. It's a mess right now for the Suns.
And Coach, with that diatribe, very good, by the way. Wouldn't that have been the mantra from one Monty Williams to Matt Ishby before he let him go? Because I just said, hey, that game 3, they took a knife to a gunfight. I mean, there was no chance with that. But I mean, what you just said, you would have thought Matt Ishby would have given him a mulligan based on what he had or did not have on that team this year.
I would have too. I think Monty deserved another year, but here's the thing. You can't lose 2 closeout games like they did in back-to-back years. You can't get embarrassed like that. And that, and Monty said it Friday. That's on me. He said it after the game. We were there Thursday night. He said it after the game. It's on me. I take, that's my responsibility to get these guys ready. They weren't ready. But I think that's it. And listen, I will give Matt Ishby a credit. He swung for the fences with Kevin Durant, right? Gave up Mikal Bridges, gave up Cam Johnson, gave up 4 future first-round picks plus other picks. He swung for the fences and tried to go all in, put all his chips in the center of the table. They swung and missed. So now you're stuck with a group of guys. You've got high contracts there, big money contracts with DeAndre and Book and Kevin Durant and Chris Paul, and you've got no supporting cast that can support a championship. So you're now got to figure out how you can rebuild this quickly.
He's ABC 15. It's Craig Fouie here on Fox Sports 910. All right, aside from the Tampa Rays hot start, the Diamondbacks are the biggest surprise in Major League Baseball? Fact or
Oh
fluke?
man, I'm a big time D-backs fan right now. I'm
Yes.
telling you what. Look where we're at right now. We're in middle of May, and the D-backs are sitting in second place in the NL West, just 3 games back of the Dodgers, 4 games ahead of the Padres. I mean, 5.5 ahead of the Giants. I mean, it's incredible where they're at right now. When you look at this team and you think, wait a minute, what's happened here? Because this is a team that the NL West, at least, everybody's touting the Dodgers and Padres, right? And now you've got in the National League, the D-backs are in 4th place. The Dodgers, Braves, Brewers, and D-backs. I mean, it's incredible. So yeah, I would say the D-backs are a great surprise. I'm a big Torey Lovello fan. I know I've told you guys that before. And what he's getting out of these young guys, they're fun to watch. It's a fun team. They're never out of it. They never give up. They don't quit. So yeah, I'm excited for this team right now.
I like these Italians too.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's it, right? There you go.
keep those Irishman reporters on task at that. All right, Coach. Last one. Gary Bettman and the NHL must have propositions 301, 302, and 303 passed in order for the Coyotes to stay in Phoenix. Fact or phooey?
Fact. Listen, here's the deal. Listen, you can't be an owner of a professional team and not have a plan B, right? So I'm sure the Coyotes have tried to figure out what a plan B might be. And I've heard rumors, being out in Mesa somewhere, Riverview Park, somewhere out there, maybe a plan B for them. Who knows where it might be? It is a plan B. I'm not sure that Gary Bettman would allow the Coyotes.
3 minutes.
I think they'd rather start up, new franchises and expand rather than just move a franchise. But of course, I'm hearing the usuals, right? You're hearing Atlanta, you're hearing Houston, you're hearing Seattle, all those different, options. Seattle obviously out now with the Kraken, but you're hearing all those options out there of Atlanta and Houston, and maybe somewhere up in Canada. But I'm not sure that Morello wants to move the team, right? I think he's here. He wants to stay here if he can. So we've been talking to a lot of folks around, and a lot of people are feeling real positive today. So we'll see. I'm not as positive as the people we've been talking to, so I'm not so sure.
Hey, we heard some more stories in the last 24 hours about the Arizona Cardinals and McDonough accusing the Bidwells of inflammation, invasion of privacy. That story hit yesterday. Now we're seeing some more today. Yep. When there's smoke, there's fire, right? So do you think this is going to end pretty ugly?
2 minutes.
I do. I think, you've got two sides here to everything, obviously, you know, and it's one of those things where you got, it's interesting because I ran into Ryan McDonough, Terry's brother, a couple of weeks ago in Phoenix, and we just started talking about the Suns and all that stuff. And then I just asked him quickly about his brother, and he's like, I can't say anything, publicly, but it's an interesting case, isn't it? I mean, Ryan McDonough had to work for Robert Sarver, and Terry McDonough worked for Mike Bidwell. So it's kind of interesting, the two brothers here working for different teams with interesting owners. But I'm not sure what's good. There's two sides to every story, right? And obviously the Cardinals are denying all this stuff. McDonough's a fired employee, could be disgruntled. He's gotten out there in the last month. He's put out his argument and discussion about what he thinks happened, from cheating to discrimination to harassment. And now they've got an arbitrator. So we'll see. I mean, I think that the NFL wants to settle this.
1 minute. 1 minute.
There might be some fallout from this for Mike Bidwell.
Hey, Coach, just real quick. The NFL thinks that the Cardinals are not fit for prime time. No prime time games this year. All Sunday games. And the bye's not till week 14.
Yeah, that's about where they belong, don't you think?
Sure.
I mean, listen, anybody that thinks this team is going to win the Super Bowl is probably crazy, first of all, right? So I think you've got to realize what you have here. It's a rebuild, and I know Jonathan Gannon doesn't want to hear the word rebuild. He cringes at that word, but that's where they're at. You've got Kyler Murray's out. Colt McCoy is out at this point, right? So you've got who's going to start at quarterback when the season starts. And so you've got issues at quarterback. You've got issues in the offensive line with young guys trying to step up and fill that void. You've got defensive line issues. It's one of those crapshoots. You don't know. I just don't think this team is going to be 4 or 5 wins this year. I really don't.
Philly, always great stuff, man. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it, fellas. Thanks.
That's ABC 15's Craig Fouie, sports director. Coming up, we'll recap the sports book here at Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sports Bar from the weekend, plus look ahead on the top games to bet this week. Plus, if we have some time, we'll get into our Valley Chevy random fact of the day. What's the most important job on now? What's the most dangerous job in the United States? It might surprise you. That's next. It's Fox Sports 9.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Nikola Jokic, Rob. A lot of the heat that he's caught has been because, he hadn't been to the finals. And you brought this up with Durant, injuries and other things that happen that play into a guy not advancing. Well, it's been the same thing for Nikola Jokic.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City is Arizona's largest towing transport bridge provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others, providing great customer service, working as a team, possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at citytowing.com/careers or call 408-833-7278. allcitytowing.com.
Right Toyota, the number one volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out, located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at righttoyota.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny! Hey, Jenny!
Come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you. Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill, coming for the sports, off-track betting, and incredible friendly faces. The best deal in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio. Head of marketing, it's marketing.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast that is local, and to be able to touch customer the local national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the number one radio company, iHeart Media gives marketers access to the audience, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to results.com.
Doctor here. Another sign you're becoming your parents is clear about details that don't matter.
The craziest thing happened when we got today. Was it Wednesday or Thursday we got tacos? It wasn't Tuesday because that's when I went to my hair. Shoot. What day was it?
See how we all lost interest there?
Progressive will be from becoming your parents. Can help you combine home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in rates or situations. Prices vary based on height.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings. Tomorrow from 6 to Fox Sports 910. Back, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, broadcasting live, AZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
You guys are hot.
Sports fan ice. You are locked in to Fox 910. Live from CAZ Book in Casino, Arizona.
Locked in, Manuch.
I love it.
Lock, bet for the game, all that good stuff. Lock bet. Yeah, that's right. We're out here at the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona, which is also CAZ Sports Bar. They sell the Rich Lager from Huss, so you got to try that while you're here and making the bets. But Casey joining us here as he does today.
Wow.
Just that
They
one
knew
day.
you were coming.
Yeah, they
They
knew
knew
it was coming.
I'm just playing. So, as you kind of put a bow on the weekend, where was most of the action?
Most of the action was good for the public yesterday. Everybody had the Celtics anywhere from minus 6.5.
You mean everybody? Not everybody had the Celtics.
I mean, there were a
Coming
couple
from
people
a
that had
Boston
the
Celtics fan.
The winners had the money on the Celtics, that's for sure, Rock.
I'm real curious. Do people just like start laughing if they're sitting here in the sports book and it's a 30-point lead at halftime? Do they like, I got this done. This is easy money.
Oh yeah, the people that have the right side, they're all happy. The people that are on the losing side, they're gone.
Time to leave.
So for the Suns game, they were gone pretty early that night.
Yeah, I bet.
That sucks. Yeah. So as you look ahead, the NBA title odds and favorites, where are the lines right now? Where's the early action as we get closer to not necessarily finals, but now the conference finals?
Yeah, so the conference finals right now, you have the Celtics as a big favorite, minus 525 to win it.
So explain that. How would you bet that?
So if you think the Celtics are going to win the series, you'd have to bet $525 to make 100.
Okay.
To get a return of 625. The Heat right now are plus 400 for the series.
I'm sure that the Lakers-Nuggets series is much closer.
Yeah, that one's much closer. We got the Nuggets right now at minus 160. So you'd bet 160 to win 100. And they got the Lakers at plus 135 for that series.
Interesting. Do you got a... With the matchup that's going to take place and what we saw from the Nuggets and what they did to the Suns, and then watch the Lakers retool almost their entire team at the All-Star break, and now they're in the finals. Is this a good betting scenario that you have Denver and Los Angeles and Miami and Boston?
Yeah, to an extent it is. The Lakers, for instance, they were a big dog throughout the year. So we had people betting them throughout the year at different odds. Before the playoffs started, they were plus 2,600. So you bet $100, you'd win 2,600.
Wow.
So we have a little bit of a liability there. The odds now are the Celtics are even money to win the finals, with Denver in second right now at plus 260.
Hockey got a great Game 7 tonight. Who doesn't like Game 7s? What are the odds tonight with the Stars and the Kraken Game 7?
The Stars right now, if you want to take the money line, they're minus 215. If you want to take the Kraken on the puck line, getting the goal and a half, they're minus 155.
The puck line.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Is that creativity now for sports books? It's now called the puck line.
Yeah, they give them all sorts of different things to bet. I mean, now you can bet first period goals, first period spreads, all sorts of crazy things now.
So Diamondbacks now, I think people are going to start turning their attention to baseball, at least here in the Valley, because the Suns, it was all Suns. I think, and the Diamondbacks are kind of playing under the radar, right? Even though 3 games back of LA and at first, at second place in the NL
Stronghold at second place.
Yes,
in the National League West.
So do you expect to start seeing some of that, and especially these early games? Well, they got Oakland the next 3 games, right, or 2 games? 3 games, and then they got East Coast games, which is great because you can watch these games at 4:00, Pittsburgh, then Philadelphia. Do you expect some more action? People starting to think baseball and start betting it?
Yeah, we'll definitely start to see a lot more baseball action. Diamondbacks, obviously, a lot of people bet on that. Before the season, they were 66.5 wins for the season.
Okay.
Over under. So we took a lot of over action on that. A lot of people thought they'd have a pretty solid year.
Yeah. I bet right now then the way that they're playing, you're feeling uncomfortable. Is that correct?
To an extent. I mean, the Dodgers obviously caught fire.
He's not writing the check.
I know he's not right. I know he's not. I know. But he's the sports book guy.
Yeah,
so
no, you're right. Guy. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely pay attention to that. I mean, just like you said, going on the East Coast, they could go on a good little streak.
Sure.
They're playing the real team from, Pennsylvania and the Pirates.
Whoa.
There's a shot.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Just
Casey, we'll let you go on that one then. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Casey from the Sportsbook here at Casino, Arizona. Hey, our random fact of the day. We have a random fact of the day, as we do at this point. Normally at this point, as I can't find it, but I do have one, and I will find it here in just a moment.
3 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
I got it for you, Brad.
No, you don't. Is it on that lineup?
Yeah.
I did put it there.
Yeah,
Where?
right there. 1984.
That's on this day, Manuch.
That's on this day. Random fact of the day he's looking for.
Well,
I found it.
You got it?
The first ever NBA game was held in Canada. November 1st, 1946, the New York Knickerbockers played an old team called the Toronto Huskies in Toronto. That is your Valley Chevy random fact of the day. Don't tell me you called Toronto Husky game.
I did not call that game.
Okay, but
You listened to it, right? I did listen to it. Yes.
I got one more.
Okay.
The most dangerous job in America is
working with Manuch.
Yes.
Oh, lucky you.
That's the hardest job.
I'm going to say be a steel mill worker.
Okay.
Steel mill worker.
Jimmy?
I'm going to say the most dangerous job.
Yeah.
As in the most dangerous job.
I would probably say police officer.
In the United States.
Oh, really?
Yep. Percent of them have been killed while they had the job.
Ooh.
4 out of 46. The next highest death rate on the job is loggers at 13%.
Wow.
I saw that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't already, you can do it every single day as we want you to win this new Cinch Smart TV. We can all use new television, especially a smart TV that's 75 inches. And Valley Chevy dealers want to give you a chance right now. Just text Chevy to 925. That's Chevy to 5925. You can enter once a day. Enter message and dates apply. Additional details on our website and Roc and Manuch. Text Chevy to 9925. Good luck. Tomorrow we'll be at the Barrio Queen in Queen Creek. It's another El Bandito Tuesday. Now, I always tune in every week. We'll be at the Queen Creek, right?
Yes.
It's a fun Tuesday.
Yes.
But tomorrow I'm going to be. But I am curious when you guys do that interview with Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, yes.
And you do your little
the tequila roar.
Is that taped or is that
That's live.
Really?
Yes. I clear the joint out. Absolutely.
You do. So that's my point. Keep customers there at Barrio Queen.
They love it.
So tomorrow around 15, I am going to be there and see if I can change the auction.
You can join me in I call the tequila chant.
Tim Kempton, Mike Sanders, all next as we get from Casino, Arizona. Appreciate you hanging out, dude. Jimmy B.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob.
Nikola Jokic, Rob, a lot that he's caught has been because he's been to the finals. And you brought this up with the injuries and other things that happen play into a guy not advancing. Well, it's been the same thing for Nikola Jokic.
With Chris Broussard and Roger. Today at 4. Tell smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, here to tell you the biggest thing happened about insurance companies over the years, and it's they don't care about you. That's it. Companies are publicly traded companies who have obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. Teams of investigators, adjusters, and all working against you from the moment you call. Want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Correct? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way. Call 977-719-00.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 20 degrees, and rare barrel whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Twin Peaks, the #1 sports book.
Twin Peaks is always at it.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app. This is Lars, James from Metallica here, and this is iHeartRadio. What's up? This is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park
with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
Hi there, it's Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, and we've got an exciting week on today. The stars of Fast and Furious 10 are taking over, plus Kim Kardashian, Dolly Parton, and Martha Stewart. Join us every morning on NBC, because every day needs today.
It's Ryan here. Anyone else feel like they can't get enough Netflix right now? The Night Agent, Love is Blind, The Diplomat. Check this out. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on Plus Play. Plus Play, it's a new digital platform that makes it easier than ever to shop and save on the subscriptions you love. and no additional cost for Verizon customers. So don't wait. Get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on PlusPlay.com. Then pay just $19.99 a month after. Go to PlusPlay.com now. Only on Verizon.
Plus Play access included for Verizon postpaid mobile, 5G home, and LTE home subscribers. Exclusive savings available on select partner subscriptions. All products and services sold on Plus Play require a separate subscription or purchase. Additional terms apply. Purchase of new annual subscription to Paramount Plus, Home Premium, Peloton, Super Duolingo, Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars required. After 12 months Netflix promo period, service auto renews at $19.99 plus tax per month or then current rate. Limited time offer while supplies last. Additional terms apply.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't miss a game on all the big screens.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Great food with daily specials.
Where Deuce? Where Deuce? Miller and McDowell. Shut up!
Take back summer with Tucson. Go to visittucson.org/summer.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KEST HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
The top prospect of the 2024 recruiting class, former Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola, announced his commitment to the Georgia program following his decommitment from Ohio State late last year. The Cardinals have signed sixth-round pick cornerback Keitrell Clark to a 4-year contract. Arizona basketball will play Michigan State on Thanksgiving Day in Palm Springs, California. The Diamondbacks will pitch Merrill Kelly in Oakland as they begin a 9-game road trip. And the Bucs are one of several teams expected to go after former Suns head coach Monty Williams to fill their open position. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. And then for your Tuesday, mostly sunny skies with temperatures right at 100 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Make your summer getaway your new bed. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 50% on top brands, with queens starting at just $179.99. Plus, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better
You guys are hot.
to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Suns on a search for a new head coach, as of course they parted ways with Monty Williams over the weekend. A lot of reports say that the Milwaukee Bucks are showing interest in Monty Williams, as well as Chris Haynes from NBA Insider says that Mike Budenholzer could be the guy for the Phoenix Suns, or former Toronto Raptors coach Nick Nurse, Suns top assistant Kevin Young. I still have my my hand. What would you say? What do you say? I throw it in.
Your hat in the ring.
Yeah, not me, but Isaiah Thomas is who I have.
Well, I let me just say something about Isaiah, okay? Because I've known him for a long time.
I just been on our show.
Well, you never asked me to get him on.
Well, you got someone to step up.
So
You got digits?
I got digits.
Give them after the show.
So okay, so here's the thing.
You guys both you guys just embellish and you lie. You make up stuff.
Well, let me tell you what I'm going to tell
I want
you.
to finish because I want to make sure I get this out.
So I called a lot of Isaiah games when he was with the Bad Boys in Detroit. I got to know him a lot better when I worked at the old Empire Sports Network. He was the general manager in Toronto, and at that time, they would come and their training sessions would take place in Buffalo. And so he and I would go and I would do live shots with him. And so we got to know each other much better. I also covered the Raptors when they were in the playoffs and then were eventually beaten by the Allen Iverson-led Philadelphia 76ers and then went into the championship of the NBA, ended up losing in the championship. So I have an association. I'm not saying we're boys.
I
have an association with Isaiah Thomas.
I'm glad you cleared that association.
I have an association.
That word
with
is.
him.
I have an association with a lot of people, but I don't have like a relationship.
If he walked in, he would say, "Hey, Jim." That's what he would do. It's not like that we go to dinner every night. I have an association with him.
Association.
Let me just say what I want to say. Shut the hell up.
Jimmy, careful patting
Here's
yourself
the deal.
on the back.
I'm not patting anything. I'm telling you straight out of my heart on this. I like Isaiah. I like him a lot. However, since the Toronto, when he left that organization, he has struggled tremendously. Was awful with the New York Knicks. You guys would probably remember
Yes,
that.
you remember that when he got convicted of the sexual harassment.
So that's
we remember that.
That's bad. But he was not good with the Knicks as a basketball team as well. In fact, they went right down dumper. Now, a lot of that could have been James Dolan because he's one of the worst owners of all time. But at any rate, then he went to college basketball. That didn't work out at all. Correct. Florida International. It did not work out at all. He does great work on NBA TV. He's very good. But I'm just saying that there are, even though you're referencing Isaiah, there are, how do you say, skeletons in his closet. I'll leave it at that.
There's too much baggage there, Jimmy.
There is baggage,
I think
yes.
that issue would not be wise.
Yeah.
Now, if he wants to hire him as a background consultant or something
Team
like that.
president?
No. I don't
Why not? I mean, most recently he did the New York Liberty.
Sure. I think his background his background with the NBA franchise doesn't speak very good as reference to him being a leader at that particular position. Now, I could see Matt hiring him as I'm going to bounce some things off of you. What do you think about this, and this? Because he's a good basketball, to your point, Jim, an analyst. He knows the game.
He's a great basketball mind. Yeah.
So he can break down film with whomever and say, okay, here's shortcomings here. I like this. I like that. If there's some guys that James Jones or whoever's the GM, they've got, let's say, 4 or 5 guys they'd like to go after. Let's go break down the tape. What do you think? Isaiah, I'll give you to the end of the week to break down these 4 or 5 guys. I could totally see that.
Yep.
But I don't think it would sit very well with that baggage that Isaiah has to come to Phoenix and have that kind of a top headline job as president or CEO. I just don't think that's going to work.
Ishbia, you got to remember, played at Michigan State. Isaiah Thomas is in the Michigan Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame, along with Magic Johnson. There's relationships. We all know.
Sure.
You got that Rolodex. You get that job. You own a team. I think he's going to find a spot.
Sure.
There's no I don't think he's just hanging out at playoff games, sitting next to him.
Just to relax.
Yeah, like, hey, why don't I fly you out for the game?
Yeah. A lot of NFL teams hire these consultants, quality control guys.
True. Yeah.
I want another eyeballs on my talent or about the talent I'd like to hire. Not to undermine the general manager, but to say, hey, look, I'm going to hire Isaiah as a guy to give me his feedback about your team, about the Suns, how they are. I think that'd be a fine role for Isaiah Thomas. Those are some of the things you look at. But I think as a top executive in the organization, I don't think that's a fit. I think Matt Ishbia would want to pulse of the town to realize that as well, too.
I am anxious because Woj talked about it and then changed what he put in on a tweet about Ishbia having taken full control over the basketball operations.
Right.
Do we feel that is the case? Or
No,
not?
I think it's the case. Look, Matt Ishbia is a baller.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked on. Yeah, he walked on, but he got minutes as a walk-on at Michigan State. He's not an NBA talent, but he was a good baller in his day. And so I'm to the point now where I'm sure that he considers himself as the new owner of this team. I know my basketball. I'm stepping in now with both feet.
And he knows you got to have dudes on the court if you're going to win it all. He understands that. And as a billionaire, he's got the cash. He's got the ability to go out. If he's got to overpay for whomever, but he's got to go get scores. He's got to go get guys, a bench that makes sense. And that means overseeing your general manager where he's kind of realizing to get things approved, so be it. James Jones, you got a job. Hey, I want to run this by you. James Jones doesn't know. He's not going to be stubborn enough to go, well, you need to let me do my job. hey, no, James. This guy wants to win.
Yep.
He didn't pay, $4.5 billion to come in here and have a team that just shows up at the playoffs. He wants a team that's going to go win it all because of what you said, Jimmy. He's a former athlete,
yes,
former basketball player, came from a winning college program, at over $1 billion. He wins at the mortgage business. He wants to win at the NBA level. Bottom line.
But will he? We've seen this before with other organizations where you can have all the money in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to win an NBA championship
and I agree
or an NFL Super Bowl or whatever it may be.
But you see that billionaire there in Golden State paying luxury tax year after year after year. And how many rings has he got now?
He's got
4 or 5 rings.
Yep.
And he doesn't mind paying that extra cash out.
But we can make the case for Cuban, which he did win one.
Yes,
but you make a case for the Clippers and the owner there,
Steve Ballmer.
I mean, we could go on and on about it. There's plenty of billionaires.
Sure. But I think Ballmer done a pretty good job of acquiring top-notch guys.
But as it worked.
But he's run into the same scenario because time they get close, one of their key players, if not two, gets hurt. And it cost them again this year with Kawhi Leonard being out and Paul George.
I got to imagine that Ishbia wants to go after someone that's been there and done that. Okay, we've got, and you look at Budenholzer, been there and done that.
Yep.
Nick Nurse, been there and done that. Ty Lue, been there and done that. Even though I had a general manager on the bench playing with him named LeBron James, helped win that. But I think he wants guys and general managers that understand this is what it's going to take. This is where we're going with this program. Devil may care. And if you feel you got the talent and the people there, then go get that coach that understands what it takes to win it all.
Have you guys caught yesterday during the NBA countdown on ESPN before the Celtics beat the 76ers?
3 minutes.
Stephen A. Smith went on air and basically said, hey, I'm going to say something right here, right now, for the national airwaves that people might shun at, and it was DeAndre Ayton got Monty Williams fired. I'm going to say it.
Well, if that's the case, it's very sad to allow the tail to wag the dog. And as we all know in the NBA, sometimes the inmates run the asylum. And if that was the key for Matt Ishbia to have your guy pretty much tell that's sad. If that's true, that's sad that you have this individual who underachieved, that being DeAndre Ayton, to say, hey, look, I can't deal with this head coach anymore, and be the culprit to allow that to happen.
All I can say is players get coaches fired all the time. And we could go all the way back to Magic Johnson getting the Lakers coach fired, and that's when Pat Riley showed up. All you have to do is just go back and watch the special that was on HBO, which kind of portrayed that when
2 minutes
bought the team.
That was Paul Westhead.
That is correct. And who came from Loyola Marymount with that gun offense. Look, all I'm going to say is that this is Matt Ishbia's team. It's going to be different than Robert Sarver. Sarver, a basketball player per se on the level of Ishbia. He believes he has a good goal on basketball and in particular the NBA.
Well, and I think with Sarver out, James Jones, was Devin Booker the extension. Gave the extension to prematurely.
Yes.
Which seemed as though DA was not going to show up if he didn't get it. On top of that, I don't think he'd have ever made the move for Kevin Durant. It would have never happened because the two guys he had here, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, were his own homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, I got to get this in big news. It's not necessarily breaking news, but I think it's pretty big news because the Cardinals are in the news as they sign punter Matt Hack.
Dan Rock,
former Sun Devil.
You knew news breaking over there.
Breaking news sounder for them.
Well, Hack. I mean, he's a Hawk, right? I mean, he's been in the NFL since 2017. He hasn't missed a game now. He's played for Houston, but the Dolphins, Bills, and Colts. But now there you go.
So in the Cowboys, actually, they're going to have to come to their mini camp will be as well too.
Cowboys,
yeah, they're looking for a kicker things They're struggling to find Acre.
Why are you wasting our airtime on that?
Because that much breaking news is that Paul Hackman.
No, it's not. It's not news at all here in Phoenix. Because who cares? Dallas Cowboys needing a kicker. But
here's the thing. I mean, there's more Cowboy fans.
You're just trying to get a laugh, aren't you?
No.
Well, we just lost 1,000 people. Just
more Cowboy fans than Cardinals in this town. That's exactly right.
Oh man,
that's just that Paul Hack nonsense. You think?
Monty Williams out. What does Tim Kemp think? Also, of course, the end of an era with Al McCoy, who we games with for quite some time. Get his thoughts on as well. It's Roc and Manuch, Jim Casino, Arizona. It's Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the Drive, we know NBA title by superstars. The Suns thought too. Do the Suns have any NBA superstars? We give you the list. 6 up on the Drive, Fox 910, and your free iHeart Radio app.
Traffic from Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Here's this on the Santan. There's a wreck on 2 approaching baseline, side shoulder. Crash in Phoenix on South Bentine near Adams off right. Wreck in Gilbert Creek Road west of. A crash on Broadway west of 32nd Street. Lee Powell checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker in MLS 1091187. License NB092493. An equal opportunity employer.
It's that time of year again. The Valley Chevy Dealers 24th Annual Memorial Day Sales Event. This Memorial Day, if you're shopping for a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, see your Valley Chevy Dealers during the Memorial Day Sales Event.
All right, guys, Tim's on the phone, ready to go.
Dealers and check out the all-new Chevy Colorado and the all-new Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. New inventory and new models arriving daily. The Memorial Day Sales Event.
Yep, we're good. He's on.
Valley Chevy Dealers. See your Valley Chevy Dealers today or visit valleychevy.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Did you know you don't spell the footwear brand Skechers with a T? That's right. It's spelled Skechers. There's no T in Skechers. Whoa, wait, is that the legendary Mr. T?
What you talking about, fool? Mr. T is always in Skechers. Look, Skechers, Mr. T. Mr. T, Skechers.
I'm just saying, people often misspell Skechers and put a T in it.
Maybe they should think about changing it then, because T is always in Skechers, fool.
Sorry, Mr. T, there's no T in Skechers, only comfort.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Bucs are one of several teams expected to go after former Suns head coach Monty Williams to fill their open position. Several names have come up for the Suns, including the Clippers' Tyronn Lue, ex-Raptors coach Nick Nurse, and former Bucs bench boss Mike Budenholzer. The top prospect of the 2024 recruiting class, former Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola, announced his commitment to Georgia following his decommitment from Ohio State late last year. I'm Frank Arity.
Now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $20 back in rewards, plus another $10 back with a Staples Connect app. Rewards offer ends May 27th. Limit 1, redeemable in-store only. Say big for your business at Staples.
Part of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team, NBA and Suns color analyst Tim Kempton now joins the Roc and Manuch Show on Fox Sports 910 on FM.
You guys are hot.
0.9 HD2.
Saturday night marking an end of a 4-year tenure where include a trip to the NBA Finals as well as advancing out of the first round each of the last 2 years. Joining us now, former Phoenix Sun and color analyst on the radio network, Tim Kempton. How we doing, buddy? What's going on, man? Are you doing all right?
I'm doing all right. I want to know why you guys haven't thrown my name out there for the head coaching position. I need you guys to get the ball rolling for me.
Well, we did it 1:15 when you were going to come on the show. 1:30, we had it all set up. We had a big open. We were really going to sell it, but we figured you were out playing pickleball now. Yeah, now the season's over. So
it's too hot for pickleball. I think I was enjoying a nice lunch by the pool, and I just got carried away. A little bit too much sun already.
I love it. I love it. Hey, did you see this coming with Monty at all, Tim?
Well, I'll ask you the question. Did you not see it coming?
I thought it could take place, but I didn't expect it that fast.
Yeah,
that fast.
Hoping not, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. Granted, Monty's done a good job. You go to the NBA Finals, when it wasn't expected. So expectations, as you know, are always sometimes a killer. So you do that. You get there and you bring back a team. So the expectations the following year are certain. And you struggle at the end of first important, you go out and get the franchise record in the regular season. So things look like we're on our way. Then you struggle in that first series against New Orleans, and then you get bounced by the Dallas Mavericks in the semifinals. And we can talk about the 7th game, but how about the 6th game down in Dallas? Mm-hmm. That was atrocious as well on a closeout game. So you had 2 closeout games against Dallas, and both of them are basically walkovers on Dallas Mavericks. And then you get to the semifinals here, and you get bounced on your home court again in a game where you're not even competitive. So you look at expectations, you look at what happened, and the pundits, the experts, NBA Today, all these people, Stephen A. Smith, everybody questioned Monty's use of the bench and his adjustments. Everybody talked about Tyronn Lue in the LA series. If he had those guys, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, with the adjustments that he made, what would have happened? The same thing. You go up 2-0 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee made adjustments, and you get swept 4 games in a row there. Same thing came down, to Dallas last year. Dallas makes adjustments. They start making the double team Devin Booker, make it real hard for them. And what happened? So the 2 biggest things that all these guys are talking about in the national media is the use of the bench, his rotation, how it's so good in the regular season, then it disappears in the postseason, and also in-game management of changes. So and then you throw in a situation, and this is not. Listen, when you have a new owner, he's got to feel comfortable. He's got to trust you. He's got to believe in you. If there's any chink in the armor, then he's weary of it because he doesn't know you. He hasn't been around you. He wasn't in that interview process when Monty was hired. So he doesn't know the answers to those questions. So he doesn't know. He doesn't have a basis. Well, we talked about this in the interview process, and it just didn't work, So again, there's a lot of things. So to be honest with you, yes, I thought it was going to happen, and I wasn't surprised when it happened for all those things that I just said.
So you felt that Matt Ishbia saw enough of a sample size to see where he wanted to go with this basketball team based on what Monty wasn't able to accomplish, is what I'm hearing from you, Tim.
Exactly. And then you got to realize Matt Ishbia is sitting around. He got coordinated. The owner, his ownership group was, here, you guys are good to go. And he hit that red button to get Kevin Durant. Matt Ishbia is not sitting around and waiting. He wants to do something now. He's aggressive. He's young. So, yeah, with all those things, that we just talked about, and just looking at Matt Ishbia, what you know about him, what he's already shown you in that trade with Kevin Durant, I think it was pretty obvious that was going to happen.
Tim, the one thing I talked about earlier is that it's tough to take a knife to a gunfight, which we saw in that last game. We basically had 2-on-7. We looked at the scores for the Sun. And for Campaign, his 31 points, they might have lost by 50. God knows. But do you think it was the lack of the way that Monty handled or didn't handle DeAndre Ayton, or maybe some of the other players that Matt observed to make that part of his decision?
Oh, without a doubt. And let's face it, I mean, Matt Ishbia knows a little or two about basketball. He's coached for a bunch of years by Tom Izzo at Michigan State. He played at the collegiate level. So, and he's had the people around him, obviously Isaiah Thomas. He's got basketball people around him, and he's got a little, you can say what you want. I think he's very basketball intelligent, in the top 1% of NBA owners. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Some of these guys have no idea what they're talking about, what they're looking at. They just own an NBA franchise. I think Matt is in that 1% of, not only is he an owner, but he knows a thing or two about basketball. So yeah, all those things being said, he sees how things happen. He was around Phoenix for quite a few games, sitting courtside, seeing it for his own eyes. So yeah, there's a lot to be seen, in what he took in through his own eyes, watching the reaction. I'm sure he's watching the bench, watching guys on that bench, and he saw the way the
3 minutes
quarter of the season went after the trade deadline and the All-Star game.
Tim, again, you with a suitable answer. So I'm going to defer to you.
We know you struggle. That's okay.
That's the best part of this show.
We know that you struggle.
Damn straight.
We know you struggle.
Yes, I do. So help me out, my brother. You saw in the Suns game, their 2-star players fold. You saw in the 76ers loss yesterday, their 2-star players fold. I'm trying to figure out why does that happen when you know what is on the line? You've been there. You've done that. Please help me out why that happens.
Well, part of it is the way the Suns played and the way, throughout
2 minutes.
Talked about it. It was the Suns. Oh, give the ball to Kevin Durant. Give the ball to Devin Booker, especially when Chris Paul went down and let them go one-on-one. And all they did was load up on him. I mean, every time either one of them was in a pick and roll, they double teamed them and got the ball out of their hands. And if they didn't give the ball up, then it's a physical toll on them. That was their game plan. If we double team Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, make other guys make plays, we think we have a pretty good chance. And in that last game, it was obvious. They said, "Okay, Cameron Payne, keep on shooting. We don't think you can beat us by yourself." And that's what, obviously, Kevin had a tough night coming out again, shooting the ball early, couldn't get on track. That leads to it. And then Denver just had a better game plan, and they played their game plan better.
Tim, my last one. Do you expect more changes?
Oh, hey.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah, like I said, Matt Ishbia is not sitting around.
Yeah.
From what I heard, I saw a report where, someone within the basketball operations, they said executive and a couple of scouts. Yeah, I think there's definitely more changes as the summer prevails, without a doubt.
Well, Tim, hope you've been great giving us all this time. We really appreciate it. This has been a heck of a run, and we wish it was a much longer run. But hopefully we'll catch up with you on the next big move here, if it's going to be a head coach or something else to what you're referring to. So, as always, man, thank you. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Great talking to you guys. I'm available for any, pizzeria joints or places you go to remotes.
Yeah.
We can talk about the Tour de France coming up. The NCAA lacrosse championships are coming up. Notre Dame's in the quarterfinals. And anything you guys don't know what to talk about except for your little world, just let me know. I'll head out.
Major League pickleball. It's going to make a run on that. So absolutely.
There you go. Hey, just a little side plug. I get nothing out of it. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night pickleball, or Scottsdale. Look at it. You can find it on the internet for all your go see some of the best pick players around the valley play tomorrow night. I got pickleball at the Georgia. No, I don't get anything from it.
Stanley?
Oh no, there's stations and everything.
There's libation. Tim, are you auditioning for an off-season?
Yes, he is.
We'd love to have you.
I'm open. I do very well. I don't have to pay insurance. I don't have to go up on ladders. I've got each for the gutters, for painting. So I'm for anything.
You're the best, man.
Tim Ken, follow on Twitter at SunsTK. As great to catch up with Tim as you have quite a bit of this last few weeks. It's been great. So he is brought to you today by All City Towing, which continue to go. They get vehicles, so they're already huge seats. So they need to hire. They need people. Towing.com. That's all. City.com. Search careers and the benefits and all the positions are right there on the website. So go to allcitytowing.com. Sanders is up next to him about what's going on with the Cardinals teams. No prime games and
they said the punter.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to him about the Hawk. Is it the Hawk? Was that Nick the Hack? Hack.
Kicker.
Oh, that's
Kicker, punter.
Roc and Manuch from the CAZ Sports Book. Which book?
What's trend? Fox Sports 10 Phoenix.
The Cardinals attitude team from last weekend's tryouts under Matt Hawk. The team were Elliott Fried. Rookie contract. The top prospect of the 2024 recruiting class, former Pinnacle High star Dylan Raiola, announced his commitment to the Georgia program following his decommitment from Ohio State late last year. The Diamondbacks are in Oakland tonight. Merrill Kelly will get the start. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, those temperatures dipping down into those upper 70s. And then for your Tuesday, mostly sunny skies with temperatures right at 100 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing. Summit Racing has the parts and accessories to get your right summer road trip ready. With millions of parts from the best brands in stock, you'll find exactly what you need to hit the highway or take the road less traveled. SummitRacing.com. Everything you need for anything you drive.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/.
All right, guys, Frank's on the phone, ready to go.
HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider.
Yep, good.
Owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Golfers, swing into Van's Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $20 back in rewards. Plus up to $10 back with a Staples Connect app. Rewards offer ends May 27th. Limit 1, redeemable in store only. Save big for your business at Staples.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch.
You guys are hot.
On Fox Sports 910.
So the Cardinals have no primetime games for the 2023 season. Their bye week is week 14, so it'll be a while before you get a little bye week. And join us now, Frank Sanders, former Phoenix Cardinal, Arizona Cardinal, as well as Baltimore Raven. He joins us down the right to it, I guess. How we doing, Frank? What's going on, bud? What's happening?
Hey, happy Monday to you guys, man. How you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Doing great, man. Very good, very good. I was on the East Coast, flew back this morning, so it was good. Spent some time with the family, which was nice, Mother's Day and all that good stuff. I know you know this question, and it's not like I text you that I was going to ask you this, but how many primetime games were you in as a Phoenix Cardinal?
Well, you know what? I can probably put up my fingers, and none of them will stand up at all. It's all 0. Absolutely a pass is 0.
So this isn't that big a deal then, right?
Apparently not. Nah, yeah. You know what's sad about it? It is a big deal. I'll go back. I'll say one of our memorable primetime games where we played the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas night. And that was I think that was a good moment. But in truth, it's important because I've always felt like as one of the top receivers in the league on my time here with the Cardinals. Well, Rob Moore, we didn't get the airtime, so we didn't get the exposure.
Yeah.
And so when you don't get the exposure, it doesn't allow when you have guys having great seasons. To actually be seen across the wide spectrum of the NFL. It's a sad thing, but rightfully so. The Cardinals deserve that because they haven't been playing well in the last couple of years, and with a new coaching staff, a young quarterback, or not knowing exactly what Kyler Murray will be, you have to kind of you have to bite the bullet right now. But there is a caveat to this, is that the NFL does allow for the ability to make those adjustments mid-season.
It's interesting because that was the night that Larry Centers hurdled that one guy and went in for a touchdown. Didn't you lay that big block to spring him loose for the next 50 yards after that?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like somebody saw it.
Yeah, somebody saw it. Yeah, but you saw it. Monday Night Football. I was hosting Monday Night Football at the South Point, the sports bar, and watching that battle. Oh my gosh, the Cardinals are on. It's Christmas night, and they're on. It was the talk of the town. Wasn't Randall Cunningham, the Cowboys quarterback at the time? He led them back in that game to end up beating you guys that night?
Yeah, so a sore subject, but a great moment for the Cardinals to be on primetime television. We did. Randall did bring the guys back, and they did get victory on us. But again, here's one of the things that we did. I dealt with my first couple of years with the Cardinals was that when we were at home, that some of the games were blacked out, even for home games.
Yes.
It just was a sad situation for us when I was here with the Cardinals in regards to the exposure. The league shouldn't be. The league should at least have, I would say, any NFL team should have some kind of primetime television game with all the outlets that they do have: Thursday night football, Monday night football, and Sunday night football. A prime time. They should be seen at least once, and I think that's that's a slap in the face to the Cardinals. Hopefully they play well, and then the NFL make those adjustments somewhere in the middle of the season.
All right, I understand your point about that, but all we heard last year was Al Michaels complaining that the games were terrible on Thursday night, and he thought it was one of the worst schedules they ever could have had.
Well, we had good teams playing on Thursdays, and some areas coming off of Sunday battle royale that had primetime television, and then you put them on Thursday, and that would look, of course, Jimmy B, it would look pretty bad because it took the guys between the third and the fourth quarter to feel like they wanted to play. It was not a fantasy football or a Vegas night at all. But if you're going to look at some of the piss poor teams, the ones that was definitely, their record actually was they had less than 5 wins. Those are the teams that probably should be on Thursday Night Football, because those are the ones you'll walk by in passing and you'll watch it while you're doing some work in the backyard or something like that. But it's definitely a challenge for the NFL to kind of find that happy medium when you have a Thursday Night Football. It's tough on the bodies, guys. I will say this, Rock, without a doubt. It would take me at least to Wednesday to Thursday to feel normal out of a Sunday Night Football game, because it was just so tough to get your body to feel back like you wanted to play 100%.
Frank, they couldn't even make Black Friday Night Football. Are you kidding me? After Thanksgiving, now the Jets, I think, are in prime time like 35 times during the year. You play 17 games, but Friday Night Football, or I should say Black Friday Football, is now part of the National Football League.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow, look at. That's what I'm saying. The avenues are there, and the marketing is there for certain players. We have marketable players, and I think that's one of the things that they're telling us directly to our face. And if no one's listening, then you should be getting that memo that your team has no player worth marketing, that the fan base nationally would actually want to see you guys play versus anybody. And that's a true slap in the face. So hopefully Monty and Coach Ganning is paying attention, along with Michael, that this is what they're telling you guys. So that means you need to go out and get some guys that will be primetime names that you can literally, that will garnish the NFL respect, that you have a viable product that should be seen nationally.
Do you think that some of these allegations are really starting to get some momentum on this Cardinals organization could have played into the league's decision not to put them on prime time?
A little penance there, a little punishment there, alleged punishment there.
You know what? I tell you what, we always say when there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the NFL will do their due diligence on this situation. But I don't think you have to punish the players. I mean, you're talking about something that might happen in management from that standpoint. The fans are still the fans. They are the ones who literally put their dollar bill, toward backing the NFL and the players that play in the NFL. There's a few franchises that in the NFL that you feel as a fan, you have, true value and true ownership in that regard. So we can say that with Green Bay Packers and maybe one or two other teams in the NFL. But the players shouldn't be punished for something that's going on in management. I hope that's not the case, because you do have, the guys are the ones that get on the football field, and those are the ones that, that go out and they're the entertainers. And so
2 minutes.
I would say, Rock, I hope it didn't, but the way it looks like, and then you realize that you don't get a bye week to week 14. God, dang. It's a car with 3 wheels on it. All 3 wheels are coming off, and now you decide to take it to the mechanic to get it fixed.
All right, leave you with this, Frank. Leave you with this. You're a heck of a golfer. The PGA Championship got a major this week. Who's your pick to win the PGA Championship this coming week?
They're playing at Oakmont. Am I correct? And I think Oakmont requires you. You got to be tender with the putter, and you got to be definitely deadly with the irons and the driver. And I mean, Scotty Scheffler right now, man. Honestly, I like his game. I like when he's rolling the rock really well. He doesn't flare it across. He doesn't flare it left or right. He's pretty solid and consistent. He moves the ball left and right. And a lot of guys are just trying to be, more guy that moves the ball with a baby.
1 minute. 1 minute.
I don't really play that, but you play that. But so I think honestly, I'm gonna go with Scotty right now, just for that, just for the purpose of the way he was able to move his ball left and right. Not a lot of golfers are able to do that. J-Ron, and look, Rambo is always get hyped for these moments.
Yep.
But Oakmont is a tough challenge, man. It's a mental grind, and you got to land the ball in the right spot. You got to have some creativity. And the guy that's shown it over the last couple of years, man, has definitely been Scotty Scheffler.
What do you think about Jason Day not winning since 2018, and he won yesterday?
Look, he caught the field. He caught the right field.
Yes,
Is that not that's how you say it, right? He caught a good week to catch some guys that was not always the top guys. And then of course you can't take Scotty. Scotty was definitely a hometown boy. Not only that, he's probably out hanging out with the family and having a good time and not seeing it the same way. But Jason has been a grinder, and this right here is going to be definitely a boost for him and his family, or him and his career. In regards to that, I'm glad to see that he's healthy. No one wants to see a guy not be healthy, but to get the win against the Phil and to hold on to it, that's got to be feeling. You got to feel free, and as a fan, you got to appreciate what he's done over his career, but also it's a bit right back from injuries.
Also, what about the Nelson there in McKinney, Texas, the 16 from Scottsdale and making 17.
Yeah.
Just like
it's a ditto.
16. I mean, they just totally copied it.
What did we say?
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Oh, they tried, man. You can't. When you get to the 16, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 16 is absolutely an animal. There's no other venue that can compare to that, man. And if you got the guys that can hit the shot, everyone that week gets amped up. They look like something that could, but not. It's not the waste management. You know it. And the bodies that walk around at that time is not. Don't compare. I'm sorry, bro.
You're right on that one, buddy. I got it. My older guys next to me didn't catch that, but you and
we got it.
Click clack, all those stilettos.
Oh,
thank you, Frank. We'll talk to you next week, buddy. That's Frank Sanders joining us here.
I see, Rock, we're beyond. See, we've got our significant.
Still allowed to look.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I get it, but
just
because we ordered, we can't look at the menu. I understand.
You can't order. Hey, coming up on Learner Row, one call as we fit up here at the CAZ Sports Book in Kilo, Arizona.
This is the odd.
Hey, Manuch, you want to cut your promos?
And Rob Parker.
Nicole Jokic, Rob. All right, Manuch, ready when you are. Awesome, thanks, Manuch.
Graphic. This report is sponsored by New ACC Unit Dumb.
Nobody wants to replace their AC. You can choose newacunit.com. Unit.com and get a brand with professional installation, all backed.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
It's that time of year again. The Valley Chevy Dealers 24th Annual Memorial Day Sales Event. This Memorial Day, if you're shopping for a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, see your Valley Chevy Dealers during the Memorial Day Sales Event. Stop by any of your Valley Chevy dealers and check out the all-new Chevy Colorado and the all-new Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. New inventory and new models arriving daily. The Memorial Day Sales Event going on now at your Valley Chevy Dealers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today or visit valleychevy.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
The people of Arizona have voted, and the results are official. Lerner & Rowe has won again, being voted best personal injury law firm 8 years in a row. We'd like to thank everyone who voted, making Lerner & Rowe the people's choice for personal injury. What makes this so popular? We've helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. We're recovering more money for more people than any other law firm in Arizona. Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found your favorite bourbon and awesome vodka. Oh, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
That's me. Always happy to help. Honey, Ruthie found that amazing Cabernet love.
Oh, yeah. That Cabernet was really good.
And we have it for the lowest price in town.
We've got to get another bottle. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
It's the Lerner & Rowe one call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner & Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Base hit. That's going to get to the corner. Walker's on the run.
You guys are hot.
Coming around third. Diamondbacks walking off on Mother's Day.
LG Jr. with the walk-off double. Drove in Christian Walker, game-winning run at the bottom of the ninth. As Miguel Castro earned a second win in relief. Arizona on a 3-game winning streak. Sitting in second place, 23-18. As they're in Oakland tonight, 6:40 start on Bally Sports. 3-game set there. And as Merrill Kelly on the mound. And then they'll go Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Let's get you caught up with the State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Do you or did you agree with the firing of Suns head coach Monty Williams? Yes. Could not win it all. No. Needed more time with KD. Manuch?
That's 50-50 right there. Still right there. A lot of folks.
Yeah, that's cool.
I said I think I voted no. Need more time with KD. I went down that road just to say, here is the coach MVP, coach of the year last year with this team, and I don't think he was dealt the full deck. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I felt that a lot of that falls on James Jones, whether he's the general manager the next week or not with the Suns. I could see him moving on, but I just felt he didn't have the players, the way they lost the last 2 years in a row, getting thumped big time in the elimination games, probably contributed to his firing.
By the way, I've just seen on the screens here, the Sportsbook at Casino Arizona. Odds to win the National League, Diamondbacks 50-1. I wonder what it opened at. It had to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if they catch light in a bottle here and they could just maintain where they're at.
Yeah.
It just be relevant in August. Gosh, how great would it be to talk baseball in September this time?
Oh, it would be awesome.
Oh, I would love it.
They're usually done by this time of year.
Yeah, generally. Speaking of which, here's what's on tap, which is, yes, Diamondbacks are in Oakland, as I mentioned, 6:40 on Bally Sports. And it is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company, now available here at the CAZ Sports Book, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, 88th Street, and East Via Linda, Arena Sports Grill in Bell and 62nd, and Upper Crust on Cape Creek Road in the 101 next to Costco. Try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. Tomorrow, we will be out at Barrio Queen in the QC, Queen Creek, making our first visit out there. As we'll be there from 1 to 4, and we'll get you caught up on all the changes in the Suns organization. We'll see how the interview went, if there was an interview with Monty Williams and the Milwaukee Bucks. That'd be interesting if that went down already.
I don't see Milwaukee moving quite that fast. I think they're going to talk to several people, but I agree that he is definitely in the mix and probably is maybe top 3.
And maybe in Toronto, maybe in Detroit.
Sure. Yep.
It's nice to be wanted.
Yeah, and like Detroit makes total sense.
It does.
Maybe Toronto too, but does he want to go up to Toronto? I mean, you got to think about that. It's tough to move to another country.
Sure.
If you've got that easy, there's some issues.
But
3 minutes
doing that.
I think if you're Monty Williams, you have the
money.
probably the the panache or cachet to say to go, okay, give me a selective. Okay, what's the owner want to do? Who are the players that I have a chance to go win it all? Because I can't imagine mine want to go rebuild with anybody. He's been down that road.
Yeah,
doesn't want to do that.
Well, real quick, I want to get this in, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
It's interesting that you got Seattle Kraken in a Game 7 tonight. Mm-hmm. The franchise has been around just a couple of years. You got Vegas, which are there too. Mm-hmm. They've already been to a cup. They've had some success. But this organization, their own backyard, has been here since, 96?
Yes.
And they haven't sniffed it. Mm-hmm. And the way that they did it was expansion draft and veterans, not through a farm system, not through a freaking farm system, which is what they're doing here. I'm sorry. I do not agree with how this organization is doing it.
2 minutes.
And I don't think a new arena is going to mean, okay, they're all of a sudden going to be somebody, even though both those places got new arenas.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, people tell me go vote for it. I want a new arena, but I don't know if that's you build it to come and they're going to win.
Hard to put. I always say hard to put lipstick on that pig. It is what it is.
You're right.
And if you're going to put it out there, but I think what's interesting, Ross, thinking about that the other day, that look how quickly Vegas, their first 2 years, bang. Stanley Cup. The Kraken, look how quickly they are. So to hold you to your conspiracy theory might have some merit in reference to getting those teams up and going, but the Coyotes, they're stuck in the mud. They're not going anywhere
for
fast.
For
a long time.
I think basically what they will ultimately have to do is the young talent that they do indeed develop in the next year. Then they were going to have to sprinkle in some veteran guys.
Absolutely.
In order to make the Coyotes competitive.
Absolutely. I mean, and you got to give it a little credit because I think
1 minute. 1 minute.
A little snippet this past year of some success.
Yes.
I think that was kind of cool to see that.
Yeah.
But I also think that veterans are the key to success, and we see that everywhere. You got to have them. Manuch, what's so important?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, when you get done, just to remind those folks to have the ballots where to drop them off at.
Which is?
It's just the Tempe City Hall.
Okay.
Or the Historical Museum, the old Tempe Library.
30 seconds.
Royal Southern. What corner is that?
That's the southwest corner, right there. Too many a dance.
Oh, you McClintock Chargers,
Right,
get
man.
out there and vote.
Let's go Buffaloes, Chargers, Padres, Aztecs. Let's go.
All Manuch's people.
For my peeps. Let's go.
By the way, when Manuch was a Tempe Charger, he didn't go by Daniel.
10 seconds.
It was Butch. Everybody knows him as Butch.
McClintock Charger of Tempe.
We'll see you tomorrow at Party of Week.